Or is it? There we go.
Hey, there we go.
Now we're live, brother.
With Blackphoenix Entertainment. Yes.
Nice.
Yes. And in this corner, we have Blackphoenix Entertainment weighing in at 1,720 subscribers. One Can-Am Riker. An unknown number of Blackphoenix Entertainment girls. Occasionally gets his wife and kids to ride with him on his vlogs. Hails from New England, USA. His special move is the Michael Jackson beep sound. And in the other corner, we have Road Reality, weighing in at 1,570 subscribers. He's got one Harley Davidson Street Glide Special, two Kawasaki's, no backup girls, gets his wife and naked lady to ride with him occasionally, and he hails from Maryland in the USA. His special move, smoking cigars and drinking coffee while he rides his Harley.
Yeah.
Welcome to the stream, Ryan. What's going on? Hey, we got Jarvis Biker in the side chat. Good to see you.
We got Jarvis
here. It is not a pay-per-view MMA. Yeah, I can do this thing. I forgot. I'm actually running this show tonight.
Yeah, this is you, brother. We're on different sides now.
Oh yeah. We're on different sides. Oh, here we go. Frank, misplaced motovlogger. And nice. I'm already hearing my wife scream. She's like, "You're waking the kids up." Hey, look at that. NVA rider in the house. So a little bit more about both of us. We both yell at bad drivers. We both like to record random rides, and we have a very defined video style. Whether it works, I don't know, but I'm kind of reaching here, aren't I? I have some questions. I ran a super secret poll, okay?
Okay.
And they want to know, where did you get your name? That is Dom Trady from San Francisco, who says, "Go Niners." He says, "Where did you get your Blackphoenix Entertainment name?"
Oh, that's interesting. So my Blackphoenix has been my gamer tag for years, and I've been using that on just random games, online games and stuff. So when I was coming up with a channel, I was like, you know what? It just makes sense to go with the Blackphoenix theme. And then when I was talking to an artist, we came up with a logo. I'm like, all right, I gotta this works. Everything, you know how like you just look at it, you're like, all right, this is it. This is, what's going to be. And then I added entertainment on the end of it because I kind of didn't want to pigeon my whole self into something. You know what I mean? Like motovlogs or this or that. Because I had the idea of just kind of being able to do like skits and other stuff. So
and how's that working for you?
It's going pretty good.
We didn't know he was getting roasted tonight.
But when I can wrangle in all the girls or whatever, or when my son stops being preteen and actually wants to do something,
There you go. You can go picking up chicks together.
Right. Yeah, he's a couple more years. He's definitely going to be at that age. So we'll see what happens. We'll have to cruise the app together.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's probably not the girls we want, but it's probably the girls we need.
So Don and Perry Gone from Bedford, Pennsylvania want to know, why a three-wheeled bike, and are Can-Ams really motorcycles?
Are they really motorcycles? All right, so I guess I'll tackle that one first. Are they really motorcycles? I don't know. It depends on the state that you're in. If you're in the United States of America, because the next state over, they're not. Next state up, they are. In my state, they are. Kind of, I think that's in general with all three-wheel type machines at this point, whether they're classified as motorcycles or cars, but from what I've seen, for the most part, the Spiders and the Rikers pretty much are consistently classed as motorcycles. We don't talk about the Vanderhalls or the Slingshots. Those are,
Those are different. Those are a different class.
Right.
So I have a question for you then. Do you have a motorcycle license?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have in the state of Massachusetts, it's a regular D class for your regular license and an M class to ride a motorcycle.
So in your state, you don't need a motorcycle license to ride it? You just need a car license?
Well, in Massachusetts, you do. You need the M-class license.
Okay. But the next state over...
In Rhode Island, you don't.
Okay. So what if you're a Rhode Islander with just a car license and you ride into Massachusetts? If you get pulled over, do you get an extra ticket for riding without a license?
No, it's kind of like with... tint laws and other stuff like modified cars. It's whatever state your vehicle is registered in. Those are kind of what what the laws to go by and what your license is registered in Rhode Island. So that's how it goes.
Brian the biker
He
says
found
he found the live button.
There we
I
go.
found the live button.
I gotta move
absolutely.
my windows. There we go.
Yeah,
now
it's good times.
Ryan State is cold right now. Yes, it is single digits. It is 6 degrees here in Massachusetts with a wind chill of -20. So it's friggin' cold.
And it's mildly warmer here at 19, currently with 15 to 20 mile an hour winds. And I can actually feel the wind hitting the side of my face. It's good fun. So we have a Brett Favre from Wisconsin wants to know 3 reasons you love watching road reality videos.
3 reasons. Oh God, 3. All right. All right. Well, first of all, honestly, one of the things I watched one of your videos today, and I think I commented on it. I forget. I have no sense of time. But the way that you like lay out the videos and the music, you seem to pick the exact right music for the exact right time in your videos, and it flows. It goes along, and I'm like, this is cool. This works. It kind of adds to, the subject matter and just the entertainment value of the video.
Thank you. It's pure luck.
Is it? Sometimes that happens. Like when you're editing and you splice, you're like, oh, I got it right on the first try.
Oh yeah, dude. I will go in and I'll be on whatever music service I'm picking music from that day, and I'll find a track and I'll hit play, and then on another window I'll hit play in Resolve and see if it sort of lines up. I'm like, hey, it's pretty close, and then I just drop it in, and usually I get the hey, it lines up to all the beats. Isn't that great?
Right.
It's just it's luck of the draw, but I appreciate that.
I mean, it's lucky.
Yeah, we're going to have to ignore the rest of these questions because they just go downhill from here. Like they want to see your OnlyFans, and we don't have time for that, and I don't want to get demonetized. So.
Oh, yeah. Are we even allowed to talk about that on YouTube? I don't know. I know there's some weird, strict rules going on with YouTube now. So
I only have a fan here over to the side, and I have a fan back here. So I have OnlyFans running air through here. There, I think we're good. What are you drinking tonight?
Mountain Dew Major Melon.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Cool. That just doesn't even sound good.
It's actually one of my top 3 favorite Mountain Dews now.
Yeah. That's
so
awesome.
I do the Major Melon, the Voltage, and then of course the regular standard green Mountain Dew.
Brian the biker. It's way too cold.
It's so cold.
It is. I saw the normal Marylanders that rode today. There's like 3 of them. And they all posted in the groups. Hey, I rode. Did you guys ride today? And I'm like, no, I didn't. I'm good. When it's 20 miles an hour out, the whole bike acts like a sail, right?
Yeah. Well, and I hope they have tire warmers on those things because must have rode like a brick.
Probably. Yeah. I mean, I've ridden at 25 degrees out before, and you get into some traction loss events pretty quickly.
Right.
Yeah. Even with ABS.
Yeah, Texas got snow. My sister actually lives in Texas, and they got some weird ice storm, and everything was just covered in a sheet of ice.
Yeah, I think it was colder in Texas earlier in the week than it was in the East Coast where we are.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Hey, there's Ty from Tennessee. Loves his Mountain Dew. Oh my goodness. Ty, you're hilarious. You're too funny.
Well, I didn't know how long this was going to go, and I know how John is, so I need to fuel up and keep up with his energy,
Yeah, good luck, all right? When I'm sitting here in front of a camera, I can have all the energy in the world, but, you take the camera away, and so does the energy. I can't even keep up with my own kids. Oh, an NVA rider. So speaking of Texas, I do believe it was colder there than over here. That's kind of crazy. I dig it. Good luck with that, guys. So, Ryan, I've noticed you've started to do some color grading in your videos. You want to tell us anything about that? And what editing software are you using? I ask everybody this.
Yeah, I'm using Filmora 12. They actually let me upgrade to that version without charging me. So,
did you have the perpetual license? The lifetime license?
I did their lifetime thing. So yeah, they sent me the email, all that stuff, and gave me the link to the one-time upgrade to that. So I think this is pretty much where I'm at, depending on how Filmora does their thing.
Oh, that's like shooting yourself in the foot, man. I can't believe they did that.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I'm just gonna kind of wait it out. And I mean, how it lets me do what I need to do, and it's got the add-ons and stuff. So as long as they don't mess with the 12 version, I'm good. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I've been messing around with kind of like frame rates and like different color grading. They have automatic stuff that I can go in there. I kind of change colors and I look how, depending on the type of video and where I'm at, and
give each one a different look, right?
Yeah, I just kind of eye it from there. I noticed some of them were just way too dark because I do look over my videos. I'm like, oh, let me look back at what I did, and as I'm re-editing new ones, and some of them like, wow, that's kind of dark. So I've messed around with higher grade, like more vivid colors, and we'll see how it turns out.
Quick tip on that: if you edit in a room that gets a lot of natural sunlight, make sure your monitor brightness is turned up. Otherwise, you'll be chasing your tail all day.
Okay.
It happened to me yesterday. I was like, this video seems a little dark. I'm going to brighten it up. So I added, 0.5 exposure to the whole thing. And then I went back and I was watching it. And I was like, wait a minute. Now there's clouds outside. It's too bright. It's like, I don't get it. So I ended up turning the monitor up and it cranked everything right up. It was awesome.
Nice. Yeah, these lights go out when I edit. This is just for fun.
Oh, yeah. I have the one softbox off camera up here, and I turn off the rest of the lights. So you get that ambiance. I'm trying to be a Peter McKinnon over here, except I don't have the looks or the skills or the Canadianness. So, yes, good times. It's good to have you on the stream. I do believe I was you were on I do believe you hosted the first stream I was ever on.
Yeah, I know. That was the whole process of getting you all set up, ready for live streaming.
I know, and I've moved beyond you since then. I am now above you in the quality of my stream. Look at this. Look at this. We have great color. We don't have a washed out blue nonsense because you're just trying to piss me off because the Cowboys fans.
No,
there you go.
I'll just change the color. I'll just go with something.
Hey, look at that. We said his name 3 times and he showed up. He's not behind me. We're good. You Motorcycle, what's up, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Oh, this is great. So it's Friday night. Everybody's out partying. Did my internet freeze?
No, you're good. I can see you.
Oh, I accidentally paused I had the live stream on in a second window just to keep track, and it paused. That's hilarious. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here. I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. So I'm just going to close that, and we're just going to go, hey, everyone, look at that. So, Ryan, how's the Riker doing?
It's been in storage for a while, but it's good. I did last weekend was actually pretty decent, so I went over to the garage. It's there and put in some mods. So, and I filmed it with my son, so he'll be in a couple videos, some install videos. So that'll be fun.
So is that the picture you posted to Instagram? You were like, time to do some installs.
Yes, with all the boxes and stuff. So I did what I could. So.
And that's a set of Craftsman tools you use?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Do you still have the 10mm sockets?
Probably not the originals, but yes, I do have one.
Oh, good times. I still have my Craftsman set from like 15 years ago.
Yeah, it barely closes too, because I throw a whole bunch of other junk in there too. So.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. You can get all this stuff in there. The thing just. You get your panel poppers and your pry tools and everything else.
Yep.
I actually have one pair of pliers that holds a twist tie that cleans out the jet in my mower's carburetor every spring because I have one of those mowers that sucks. Anyway, that's boring. So what made you pick a Riker over like getting a new Spider?
So it was just because we had test drove the F3 Limited, which is what Purple on 3 has. She's got an F3 Limited, and great bike. It was just too much for me. I don't do that much touring where I would need all of that. And price point too. Like for the RTs and the F3s, the price point was crazy. You're looking at like almost $20K for something decent.
I'll be honest. I looked at the Can-Ams, but I didn't like the size of the tour pack. It wouldn't hold the Lego boxes that I want to haul. That's where I'm at. And follow-up question, do you really think that three-wheelers are better than two-wheelers?
Better is probably subjective, but no,
They're
they're
on the spot.
I think they're each better at the certain things, depending. So I can get away with a lot more on a three-wheeler than I can on a two-wheeler. So you can make a lot more mistakes on a three-wheeler and push it a lot harder than you can on two wheels.
Follow-up question, would you consider putting snow tires on your Can-Am and riding it in the snow?
I would, definitely. I want to do that with the Spider, but again, with the fall and the winter, I have to store it somewhere else. If I had it stored here and had my own garage, I would totally have a snow set and just go out on random days and do that.
Don't they make little enclosures you can put over it?
I don't know about that. I thought you were going to ask about tracks, which one company did make, but I don't think they make them anymore.
Yeah, I can see why.
Yeah. Well, the cost wasn't effective either. Like, it was like $10,000. I'm like, no one's going to pay that.
Unless you live above the Arctic Circle,
right?
You're not doing it. And Pete's 1800 asks or says because they don't make a Picard. Well, make it so, number one. Yeah, that's a Star Trek reference. I don't really know anything more than that. I stopped watching when they killed off Kirk because he was my guy. Something like that.
Hey, we almost got 10 people watching. Tell all your friends.
Those numbers are low because I only gave everybody like three hours notice.
I spammed it everywhere I could, so we'll see what happens.
That's why we're gonna get a lot of spam bots. Watch lower. Scott Ross says watch Lower Decks. I have heard of that. That's the animated one, right? I'm not a Trekkie.
Oh, I heard something about
in here.
Yeah, I heard they got a bunch of people to do voiceovers and stuff for that.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. So I got to get back to watching stuff. I just don't have a lot of time. So,
dude, I've been watching a ton of YouTube this week. I'm almost caught up with 9 months ago, and I'm down below 20 videos to edit. So I'm like, I'm gunning up for the spring, man. I'm like, I might catch up by April.
Nice. Yeah, one of the videos you just put out, I think you mentioned you were like in your video, you're like, oh, it's October, blah, blah, blah.
Yes. So I have no less than 7 videos that I recorded in October that still haven't gone live. It's crazy. I kept recording all fall long. I was like, we're going to get 2 months where I can't ride. We're going to get 3 months where I can't ride. Yeah. I'm going to have content every week. And then we've had the mildest winter on record. It's like we had Dulles Airport is not too far from me. They had 325 days between snowfalls. It was the latest winter start to the snow season on record. Kind of nuts. So before I kick you off the stream, is there anything else we should know?
I don't know. Follow, like, and subscribe, Blackphoenix Entertainment. All right, we'll see you later.
I'm kidding. I am just going to open this up. Anybody that wants to get on stream, we're just a couple of guys hanging out. Hey, look at that. Dewey Rises in the side chat, you slacker.
Isn't Dewey Now, my memory is always foggy because of all the headshots, but isn't Dewey the one that always gets kicked off live streams?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I kick him off my live stream quite regularly. I plan to do it some more tonight if he decides to put himself in.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good times. Dewey and I have been buddies for a couple of years, and we get that gentle nudging back and forth, like, hey, a gentle ribbing, if you will, Speaking of which, I'm going to make him wait in the green room. I had one more question for you.
Okay.
How long have you been motovlogging?
2020, like 2019, 2020. So yeah. So I'm coming up on my season 4, basically.
So you're part of the pandemic crew, the class of 2020, where everybody worked from home and everybody bought a GoPro. All right. We're gonna add him in. Hey, Dewey.
Hey, it's Dewey.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Bye, Dewey.
Right in mid-sentence.
No, I'm kidding. Dewey, you're awesome. What's up, buddy? How are you?
I don't know if I dare talk because you might cut me off again.
Oh,
Last time, I swear.
No, I'm
John's
good, man.
he's turning all red now.
Oh yeah. I haven't laughed this hard since I was a little schoolgirl.
Yeah, no. That's always here for the entertainment.
Hey, that's what we're all here for. Isn't that
Right.
what YouTube is here for?
Yeah, well, we try to entertain people. Sometimes I think I fail at the entertainment part.
Oh, yeah. Look at this comment. John is a petty tyrant. Of course I am. But it goes both ways. Hey, Dewey!
Hey, there we go. You know, we should be making me full screen, right? Get the viewers to your channel with my high quality entertainment value. Except now that I'm alone, I have really nothing to say.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm back.
Yeah, we gotta swap them back. This is hilarious. I love it. Yeah, it's so much fun. I have my little fiefdom here, and I get to move people around.
Yep. It's fun.
It's almost like being a parent, except you guys listen. Oh my god!
So what did I miss? BPE talking about the snow and how he can't go anywhere.
No, he said he's a little pansy and he's not going to put the. Oh, why do we have an echo?
Yeah, we're getting an echo on you now.
Is it better now?
Yes.
Okay, Dewey, that's on your end.
That's on mine.
Yes, sir.
Let me turn my volume down.
Yeah, please do.
How about now?
That's better.
Okay.
So yeah, Ryan was saying that he's afraid to go out and ride in the snow with his three-wheeler or something along those lines. I don't know. I kind of tuned him out and was playing video games on my phone.
I don't know. It's 5 degrees here.
Did they make chains for that thing?
For the what?
Do they make chains for that thing? It's got like car type tires, right?
Oh yeah, we were talking about snow tires, but the weird thing, well, the Spider and Riker have different size tires because they're a little bit different type setups. So the Spider, you can run car tires all the way around. What Can-Am did with the front tires, with their Kenda tires, they made them make proprietary tires that only fit the Riker. They're like a 145, 60, 16-inch tire. You can't find that anywhere else. So
Isn't
if I
it
wanted
the same size as like a 2006 Civic?
I looked and Tire Rack won't sell them. Discount Tire won't sell them. Like I can't find them online in that specific size for the Riker. The rear tire is no problem because it's a 16-inch 205, 55. But the fronts, because they're so narrow, it's just I can't find anything for it. I'd love to get, because I'm already having grip problems. When I go in like hard, it's already understeering. So I think if I had a little bit more grip, I'd be able to, get through a little bit better. But I don't know.
That's where you start stretching the tires, where they do that whole thing with the stancing, I think it's called, where they have everything like in here and they stretch the rubber onto like 3-inch wider wheels and it looks all goofier than hell.
The worst trend in automotive.
Right. But what guys are doing is they're taking all the fenders off, which is where all your blinkers and side marker lights and all that, and they're fitting bigger tires on there. One, I think it looks like crap, just having an open wheel like that with the way the Riker looks. And two, you've got to relocate all that electrical and blinkers and all that stuff. So.
And I imagine it would be a nightmare to try to ride if it got wet.
That's another thing. Yeah.
Right.
You've got your mud flaps and all that other stuff that stop the rain from coming up. So.
Hold that thought. A new competitor has joined Jarvis Piker.
We got a 4-way dance going, brother.
And by the way, I brought up Facebook in another tab. My wife was messaging me saying, "Tone it down. You're too loud."
We just started.
You're too old.
Tell her she can come join the live stream.
I told her she doesn't want to be on the internet. Lame.
I just wanted to jump in and talk about Darkseid and Riker.
Yeah, there you go. Clue us in, man.
I don't know. I've heard from other Can-Am owners that's what they're doing. They're using car tires. Is that not true?
Yeah, you can on the rear tire. So, and the Spiders, like I was saying before, like the Spider and Rikers have different tire sizes. So the Spiders, you can do car tires all the way around, rear and front. The Rikers, you can only do the back tire for right now because they made that deal with Kendra where they just made that proprietary tire size, and I can't find anything else in a 16-inch that matches that size.
Because Goldwings and old Harley guys have been doing that for years with car tires.
Right.
Oh yeah,
They seem to have pretty good success with them. So I never
it's
tried
very
it.
popular on the Vulcan side of things, and then some of the Harley guys too. Some guys run dark side, some run double dark side. Bry, that shots
Road Glide
fired,
3.
shots fired.
I wish they named it better, but I mean, at least they got something going.
Yeah.
Anything's better than Freewheeler, okay?
Right.
Freewheeler just sounds wrong. Tri-Glide, I get it. I don't know what they'd call the other than Road Glide 3. I mean, all the good names were taken.
I mean, I can just picture like Harley marketing where they're talking about naming this thing and Mitch Hedberg being there being like, it's got 3 tires. Let's name it Road Glide 3.
That was a perfect impression. R.I.P. Mitch Hedberg.
Dude, that guy was the man.
Oh,
Sharks.
yes, they could have bought the rights to Sharknado. They could have called it that. I think the Discovery, who is it? Sci-Fi Network. They would have.
Yep.
They would have loved that. They would have made like an extra $5 that month.
They got like 6 of those movies out now.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, I didn't know they went that far. I think I watched like half of 2 when I was done.
I didn't watch any of them. I have to spend all day catching up on Dewey Rides' videos. Because, he posts 2 a month.
Yeah.
I posted 2
It takes
today.
off.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you post a lot. I can't figure out your posting schedule.
Whenever he feels
Usually-
like it and gets one edited that he's excited about.
Yeah, pretty much. It was Monday, Wednesday, Friday for a couple of weeks, which worked well. And then I had the whole Eagles video that I was excited to get out, like Dewey said. So I put that one out. It screwed up the schedule for the rest of the week. So I'm just going to roll with it and post one on Sunday. I've got one scheduled already. And then I'll keep the mediocrity coming after that.
I think you should schedule one for halftime of the Super Bowl.
I think it'll get less watches than Rihanna.
That last one, the one with the dam, John, that was a good video. I like that road.
Oh, Pretty Boy Dam.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
that was a
Last
good
one.
video.
I think that was the last one with the dam in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got some good ones coming up. I've been on a few adventures here in January, so I've got some bangers coming out once I get to editing them. I'm trying to do the whole chronologic thing where I edit them in the order I recorded them in, so we'll see if I can stick to that.
The last 2 that I have, they're older ones from the summer that I had a hard drive crash on me, and I guess just sitting without it being plugged in for a while, I was able to go back just lately and pull some of the video off. So I got the video but no sound, so I just put music to them and put them out. So that one of them was Craig and Lucinda from Moto Travels, that they were doing their cross country trip. They stopped here and met up with all of us Canadian motovloggers here in the area, and then they went out for a ride with Kev and I, and I lost all the video, I did lose the video, and then I was able to capture it, but I couldn't get the audio off of it.
Oh,
It's actually rendering here now. I'm going to post it right after the show.
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
glad
my
you could
go-to move
get
is-
something out of it.
Yeah.
I never have compelling dialogue, so I just throw music over everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I do talk, people
Me too.
click off my videos.
I've even offered Dewey. I was like, just like come up with a basic bullet points of what you want me to say, and I'll just do all your voiceover work. I'll do like 3 lines of coke at 10 o'clock at night and be up till 4 doing voiceover work. Dewey never sounded so good.
That is an
so
absolutely
excited.
hilarious idea.
I won't actually do lines of coke, but I might drink coffee and just do it at midnight and bang them out.
We should totally send each other videos with no audio and just let someone else dub them over. That like no context whatsoever, and just do
No.
it. See
No.
what happens.
I don't
Your
trust
face-
John that much.
Your face is in the video. It doesn't matter. Don't allow
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. You see my voice. Somebody has to match my cadence and everything. It was like when I sent Dewey a video to edit, I made sure to do all my normal stuff that my brain is used to handling, but his brain is not. So it was like good luck, dude. Have fun with this. And I think I even said so in the video that I sent him.
Yeah. It wasn't so hard. What's funny is when you see John's raw footage, is he talks to himself and gives himself notes. Like, this would be a good spot for music montage. I'm not going to say anything for the next 6 minutes while I ride.
Yeah. Well, have you seen how delayed my footage is? It's like 3 or 4 months till I get to edit it. Somebody has to remember what to do, and it's not going to be me.
That's actually a good point. Yeah, if you're waiting that long, then your ideas just kind of float out of your head, so you got to put them down somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to Dewey last night, and I literally said, hey, I finished up this vlog. I think I'm done with October. And I went in to move my October footage onto the archive drive, and I realized, hey, there's a date in here that doesn't have an associated project in Resolve with it or in my spreadsheet of videos to edit. And I was like, what is this? So I brought it up, and I was like, oh, yeah, I never even pulled that one into editing. So I real quick banged it out. But I was like, whoopsie. I have too many videos going on. I can't keep track of it.
Yeah, and now that we stopped talking for a second, hey, Eric, it's good to see you in the side chat.
Oh, he got a word in edgewise. That's it. Bye, Dewey. Hi, Dewey. This is too much fun. I love doing these live streams, man. We were going to do one last week, but Dewey was busy with his girlfriend.
Motorcycle Film Festival in Portland.
Just saying. Keeping Portland weird, right?
Oh, Portland does not need any help being any weirder.
I was going to say that, but yeah, it seems like a weird place.
Yeah. We take the weird pretty seriously.
Oh, Frank, typical Eagles fan. You're darn right I'm an Eagles fan. Look at this. I haven't taken this sweatshirt off all week. It's woo.
He hasn't taken that sweatshirt off since 2005.
Oh, yeah, pretty much. No, actually, I think this one came from a friend of mine who was a Redskins fan, and he showed up in the link in Philly, and it was cold. And he's like, dude, I need something to wear, and the only thing available was this. So he bought it and brought it home. He's like, it was either give it to you or burn it. So hope it fits. So it fits. Jarvis, are you guys NFL fans up there or what?
A little bit. We don't. Our guys are out now because we're close to Buffalo, so we kind of rooted for them.
Bills did good this year, though, right?
Yeah,
Didn't
they
have
did.
like a 12-5 record or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they let
Frank,
down.
it smells like winning. Okay, winning. What's
Yeah,
that
our
doing?
local CFL team, they didn't make it to the end this year either. So
Yeah, but is football a big thing up there, or is it mostly just like motorcycles and maple syrup?
yeah, it's
Hockey.
It's hockey. Hockey
that's right.
is the big thing.
I love
NFL's right there, like a lot of guys watch. A lot of girls.
So are you a Maple Leafs fan?
She's right into NFL, my wife. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Are you a Maple Leafs fan?
No, I'm not. She is though.
Oh, that's a bummer. Who's your team?
I didn't really have a team. Well, I rooted for Montreal when Carey Price was a goalie for them, but I think he's retiring now. He got hurt. So, because I was a goalie, that's what I played when I was still in hockey. And so I kind of watch the goalies. I kind of root for whoever of those I like. So I have my favorites throughout the league. So
Nice.
yeah.
An equal opportunity. A typical Canadian response. It's not going to upset anybody. Don't
No.
have to apologize for anything.
Very
I love it.
diplomatic.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Eric says we have now. Look, Eric, let me clear this up. There's 5 teams in the NFL that have jail cells in their stadiums. The Eagles just happen to have the oldest jail cell. Oh,
I know for a fact Seattle does. So
oh yeah, the Seahawks, they're dirty birds. Dirty birds. Oh, look at this. We got a Lions fan. Boo, Lions. See?
yeah, you
look at that.
gotta be nice to the Lions fans.
No,
they
you
don't have a lot going for them.
No,
They
not at all.
volunteer to play on like Christmas and Thanksgiving so that people will actually watch their games.
Right. Every Thanksgiving, and they get disappointed every Thanksgiving.
I know, right?
Hey, it's UCM Pigs.
Yes, fly birds fly. I'm assuming he meant eagles. Otherwise, I'd have to wait. Do I have a? Oh, I have a block user. Ooh, extra power. I love it.
You're in charge of everything tonight, so it's all you.
I am. It's kind of crazy, and I've got a little button here for the Brady Bunch and everything. See?
Yeah, nice. I'm not sure if you're ready for this kind of power, though.
No, I'm not. With great power comes great responsibility.
Did you read the user manual first?
RTFM? No.
Just wing it.
I'm a dad. I hit the drill button zip, twice, and we're good to go. Oh, man. So who's buying a new bike in the spring? Anybody?
Ty from Tennessee.
I know. God,
You see, he bought another bike.
He goes through bikes like I go through underwear.
If anybody wants to buy a new bike, my BMW is still for sale.
How much are you asking for that, Dewey?
7,500.
$5,000 and you ship it. I'll take it.
I don't know about shipping it, but if you want it, you'd have trouble. It's quite a bit taller than what you're used to, and you complain about what you have now.
Will you throw in a free step stool?
I can throw in some disco platforms.
There you go.
Hey, yeah, I'm going to continue stealing your music tracks and putting out videos before you using them.
I'm never sending you a video to check to make sure it looks good again.
I got him good. He sent me one like a week ago, and I totally forgot he hadn't posted it yet. I was like, this track sounds good. I'm going to use this. And then I posted it, and Dewey's like, son of a biscuit. You posted the video with the track in it before I could.
Now it looks like I'm copying his music.
You still haven't posted it, I don't think.
I think it was today's video was the one that had I think that was the one that had it in it.
Oh, okay. Oh, man. We send videos back and forth. It's kind of nuts. That video today was really good, though, Dewey, with the big, tall trees and bug to the eyeball. And yeah,
it got a lot of good responses. I was surprised, actually, of this whole trip. This is the first one of my whole Northern California trip, and I thought of all of them, this one was kind of the least epic scenery and amazing riding.
It was the intro.
So I was worried. I was kind of worried that this one was going to be, was not going to blow people away, but we got really good responses.
The intro did it, man.
It's funny how that works, though. Like, when we're creating, we're editing, we're like, the videos we think aren't going to do great. And videos that we think are going to do great don't. It's like a weird opposite thing.
Yeah, and if you want to make a really long video, halfway successful, schedule it as a premiere, and then your regulars will show up and be like, when does this thing end?
Right.
That's what I did with that 35-minute one with my neighbor lady riding with me. It was good fun.
Know what I found out, too? And I always kind of look around to see what other motovloggers are doing. I had no idea most of Shade Tree Surgeon's videos are like 45 minutes long.
Yeah.
I was looking down his list. I'm like, I want to check one out. I'm like, dude, I'm trying to find something less than 20 minutes just to kind of see what he's doing. I'm like, there's none.
Just set it to double time on the playback.
That's true.
I think when you're really big, I think when you're really big, like Shade Tree or Itchy Boots videos are long now too.
Yeah.
You can get away with that because you have a huge
they're
base
like a
audience.
weekly show. They're not a.
You're right.
They're not a YouTube video. They're like a expo.
But if
oh yeah,
I don't know how Shade Tree started, but like Itchy Boots, her first videos when she first started were like 5 to 6 minutes. They were short, so that people would watch all of it. As you get established, I think you can get away with really doing a lot longer video that maybe is a slower pace because you're not worried about losing people because they're there for a reason.
You've already got the people.
Now, is she edited her own, or is that like has she got like?
She says she does. I mean, I don't know her. I've never talked to her, obviously, to ask those questions. But I think she talks about sitting in her hotel room and editing videos.
Okay.
Yeah, I was watching Shade Tree. It looks like his videos are all like a week's worth of footage, and it's just kind of a best of clip show that goes on his whole week. And he's got some GoPro footage, and then his interaction with other people. And I think his videos, if you do click on one, they do a good job of staying engaging for the whole 35, 45 minutes because he's constantly changing scenery, changing what he's doing. He's got a little music here and music there. So it really just kind of helps keep the viewer engaged, you know?
Right. And a lot of the bigger channels who are monetized do that too for the ad revenue. Because the longer the video you have, the more ads you get and the more, money you'll make per video. So
it's funny. When I first started out, I would go on like a 3-hour ride. I would come home with 3 hours of footage across whatever cameras I had. And then it would take me like 7 hours to edit. And I'd end up with a 7-minute video. And I'm like, what the hell? And now it's like, oh, I went on a 4-hour ride. I recorded 25 minutes of footage. It took me 2 hours to edit. And I have a 17-minute video.
I try to be good about not recording more than I plan to use and picking the spots that I'm going to record. Sometimes I don't do well on it, but the thing I always forget to do is to talk, and then I end up with 20 minutes of really great footage where I don't say a word.
You should just do like voiceover work.
You could do, yeah.
Just practice your voiceover.
I hate doing it.
Well, I know. Just do like a line of Coke and then put out some lines,
What's with this line of Coke? That's like the 17th time you've mentioned Coke. So
it's the third, okay? Not that anybody's counting. Because look, my mom is the only person that can keep up with my kids. And the joke is she's still running off Coke she did in the 80s. So it's just kind of like anytime somebody has a lot of energy, that's the first thought. It's like my mom can keep up with a like 6-year-old and 4-year-old from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. and then go to bed and do it all over the next day because she'll take them for a whole weekend. Yeah, it's kind of nuts. UCM Picks makes a really good point.
Well, yeah, there you go.
Except I identify as a woman now, so I will be scantily clad.
Unsubscribe.
Yeah, unsubscribe. Yeah, you and like, well, it's funny. Right before we went live, I looked at my YouTube and I
that's right.
I've lost 2 subscribers now.
I've been stuck at
70, and
I've been stuck at 340 for 4 months. I get to 341, I go to 336, and then I climb back up to 341.
Yeah, I had the same thing. I've been up and down so much the last 2 or 3 months. It's been like a roller coaster, and I haven't really gone anywhere. I've just sort of stayed where I'm at.
And you know what? If you're watching and you're not subscribed to any of these 3 channels, please do so now, guys. Put your links to your channels in the side chat, or do I have to do that?
You probably have to do that. I don't think we're allowed to.
Yeah, I don't know if we can post links or not.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I can. So we're gonna start with Dewey, of course, because his comes up first in the search box. Not my fault. And then we're gonna go with Jarvis Biker.
Oh,
wow, it says page not found. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
so Jarvis, I know you guys took a quick break. When is the Canadian guys live cast coming back?
I can't answer that because I don't know. I had pretty much said that I was done, and then during the summer they talked me into coming back, but all of us have been so busy lately that it's kind of gone by the wayside, and there's a lot of stuff going on in the background, not to do with Canadian guys, but just with life. So things are at a standstill. We had breakfast, the 3 of us, the other day, and the conversation was about the other stuff. It didn't even come up about the show. So that's where we are right now. So I've got some ideas of doing something different than that, but still live. So if the other doesn't come back, then probably I'll start doing something with that. But we're at a standstill right now for a while.
That's a shame. You should invite Dewey on.
I'm not Canadian.
No, we had non-Canadian guests. It was just,
I think if you ride an hour north, Dewey, you'll be Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about 4 hours.
The thing with the live show and doing it weekly, even with 3 guys doing it, you got to prepare. You got to be there. You got to be ready. You know, you come home Monday night, you had a long day at work. You want to go out and just sit and have a couple of beers with your wife and, oh, shucks, I got to stay here. I got to do the show.
You want to have beers with my wife?
Sure.
Good luck with that. You can have her. Oh,
Oh.
I'm kidding, dear. Not that she's actually watching.
No, but she can still hear you though.
Probably, yeah.
We were at 10 watching. We're at 9 now. I think that answers it.
Yeah, she clicked off. And I lost another subscriber. This is great. Just losing them left, right, and center. Which one of you 3 knuckleheads caused me to lose subscribers?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah, Dewey's over there hitting unsubscribe. Every time he removes me from the stream, I'll unsubscribe your channel, man.
The problem is I can only unsubscribe once. If I could unsubscribe 3 times, I would have.
He's like, I'm taking your subs with you.
You know, I actually have a funny story about that. I forget which motovlogger was doing it.
Oh, look at that. We lost him. Sorry.
That was awesome. That was great. I enjoyed that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna tell my story now. Now you ruined it.
Okay. I'm all right with that.
Oh, that's not.
You know what? You're on the big screen. Tell your story.
Big screen.
No pressure. Go ahead.
No pressure. All right. So with the whole unsubscribing and subscribing thing, so motovlogger basically said, "Hey, when I reach so many subs, you know, I'll do a giveaway." His own subs were unsubscribing and resubscribing, so his number never changed. And he's just like, guys, I'm not reaching the number. And they're like, oh, but we're doing it. And he's like, what are you doing? They're like, oh, we're unsubbing and resubbing. He's like, that's not how that works.
That's not how any of this works, Karen. No. Yeah.
He's like, you gotta get new people. You gotta tell people about the channel.
I just want Mr. Beast to mention my channel once, and I think I'll be set for life. I
occasionally comment on his videos just to see what happens, but yeah, nothing happens.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
No. I even bought his burgers and nothing happened. I posted it on Instagram and tagged him and nothing happened.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I did see a picture about that. So
everybody and their brother probably tags them. They probably don't even look at mentions or tags because they get so many of them.
Yeah, this is true because all the motovloggers have been whining all throughout December and January. So,
you know what's funny? All jokes aside, yesterday I had 1571. Right now I have 1568 or whatever. It's the first time I've lost more than one in, I don't know, 6 or 8 months. So I don't understand. YouTube must be cleaning stuff up.
Yeah, I think they do bot cleaning because one day I'll go up 3 and then 2 days later I'll go down 3. They're probably just spam accounts that were never really subscribers anyway.
Right. Yeah, they sweep through and do that.
What I thought was my problem was the old Goldwing stuff on my channel, just that the videos were not being watched that much and that YouTube was somehow there's nobody watching that and any of those subscribers from those videos, they were just deleting them. So that's why it's like every couple of days I lose one. I'm thinking maybe that's what it is, or people hate me. I don't know, one or the other.
People don't hate you. Okay, it's just nature of the beast. You know, it goes up, it goes down. Mm-hmm. I honestly, I look at the subscriber count and I kind of watch it, but it doesn't affect how my day is going at all because I look at new video day is like an endorphin rush for me. I'm like, ooh, new video day. What's going to happen? What kind of comments am I going to get? And that's more the draw than anything else. Because hell, I've got a video I put out as like my first or second video and it still gets subscribers and it has to do with a truck, not even a bike. So, you know, I leave it up there because it earns me money, but that's about it.
No.
You know, I don't care who subs.
200 to 300 for me was like really fast and like it was like no time and I gained that 100. But from 3 to 350, I just can't seem to make it.
Oh yeah,
it's like stall.
Yeah,
and Eric,
I had 250 And I was lamenting it. I was like, how do I get higher than this? I'm stuck at 250. And then every time I mention I lost a subscriber today, he's like, bitch, please. I remember when you were at 250 and we're bitching about couldn't get above 250. Just count your blessings. But Eric says you want to lose subs, post Vespa content. Dude, I'd love that story, all right? If nobody's aware, go, and I'm not going to paraphrase it. I'm just going to mention the basic topic. He rode a Vespa scooter for like 1,500 miles or something from like Texas to Virginia. Yeah. And it was an absolute blast to watch that video. Totally enjoyed it. Loved every minute of it. And a lot of Eric has all my respect anyway, as far as this whole hobby goes. I mean, the guy just does a bang up job and tries to help everybody he meets. But having seen that story, I was so enthralled with it because I rode a scooter for like 150 miles one day or 200 miles. And I thought I was Billy Badass, but here's Eric going out in the rain and the wind and everything else. And, you know, he had to get a service done on his new bike because he hadn't made it home yet, but he put the miles on. Like, you know, hats off to you, Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody who unsubscribes for that video, Eric, you don't want to miss subs anyway. That was a epic adventure, you know, with it doesn't matter what the bike you're doing it on is, you know, you can't script that kind of adventure that you had. And that's the important part is you went out and had it and proved that you can do it.
Yeah. And if anybody hasn't seen it, I have a link in the side chat and I'll put it up here for Eric's channel. Go check out that series. It was I think it was 2 videos and just absolutely loved it. He takes some pretty good pictures along the way too. Like, really? He got into that? He loses 20 subs for, well, you know, percentage wise, that's like me losing 1. You know, he's got like 4 point something thousand
up there. Yeah. But that's a weird thing too. We mentioned like certain type of content and bikes. Viewers are weird. They'll like, oh, I'll only watch Harley content, or I'll only watch, you know, like Kawasaki stuff. It's like, if the guy's entertaining, like, what does it matter? Like what he rides.
It's
like,
funny.
There's a guy in Memphis. He's Chris Caliente. He's a Goldwing guy. He's got 2. He's got the new style, and he's got the one like I had, like the 2000s version of like 202 and up. So I think this is a 13. And he rode a buddy's Road Glide Limited like mine. And he got called out by a bunch of his viewers, and
it's so
they said, "Well, that's it, we're done." And he basically did a little bit of a video on it, and he just said, "Hey, you don't like that? That's too bad." He says, "I rode the bike just to have something to talk about." Yeah, it was a good bike. I liked it. As soon as he said he liked it, all these Goldwing guys, they just turned him off. And he's like 10,000 subscribers.
Right. Yeah.
And he does all kinds of really good videos, like road videos with good audio, like commentary. Have like 8 or 9 riders in the group, and they're all on live. And he takes phone calls from viewers while he's on live.
Nice.
Like stuff that like really, really good stuff. And he hangs around with Memphis Mike, who's a friend of mine.
Yeah, I met him down at VAM.
Mike's been in a couple of my videos. He was at VAM this year. And they called him out just because he took a test ride on a Road Glide.
That's weird. I had someone watching my TikTok videos. They're like, "Oh, they're hilarious," because I throw the clips from the random rides up there. This one chick, she's like, "Oh, you were funny," but then I found out you rode a 3-wheeler, so I unsubscribed. I'm like, "Dude, you literally just said you were entertained by my videos," and they're like, "Fine, whatever." Like, I don't care. It's so weird to me.
Somebody's either entertaining or they're not,
right?
And I can't think of any of my Bobber videos or KZ videos that have lost me subscribers. You know, because 90% of the time I'm riding the Harley, but every once in a while you got to get on the Cali and give her an old, you know, kick in the spurs, you know. And you know, I've got a number of Bobber videos coming up because, you know, my Harley was in for service a couple months ago, so it was out of commission for 10 days, and I wasn't not riding, so I took the bobber out every chance I could, and I recorded a video with it. So, we'll see what happens.
Right. Well, you're kind of in the same boat as Chopper Fed. He's got a bunch of bikes too, and they're all different. And he'll just go out and film.
He gets 10 times the views that I do. It's hilarious.
But it's funny, but I think it's just
and a lot of times he just rides around the block, like he doesn't.
Right.
It's the same road he's on. He just goes out and talks. So
yeah, and he admits that too. Like
he's got to go back and check on the kids. I think he's
right. Yeah, he says the scenery is always the same because he can't go that far from home.
Yeah.
Hey, I do the same thing. Like 80% of my vlogs are me riding on the same roads. I've got like 4 routes to and from work. So it's all the same roads. But they're different times of the year. They're always posted off season. So you never know what you're going to see. You'll see the same 4 roads with different scenery. Well, here we've got a good one from You Motorcycle. And anybody that doesn't know him, he's got, I think, almost 11,000 subscribers now. Yeah, smart content fails because it assumes your audience is a thinking group. But the reality is they're mostly Homer Simpsons. That is so correct. And I don't mean to besmirch the good name of any of our viewers, but it's the people that aren't subscribed that fall into this category. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that.
And what I just don't get, and I'll never figure out, is what in the world I do in 2 seconds to piss somebody off so much that they already click off.
Show your face.
Even sometimes when I don't show my face, people click off 2 seconds into a drone sequence.
You should shave your ass and walk backwards to the camera. It'll work better.
I don't know.
Well,
people are funny.
joke, right? Wow.
Yeah, and that's so weird. That's why I try to people who try to get into this. I'm like, don't worry about it, because no matter what you put out there, someone's going to click off of it anyways. Just do what you're comfortable with. Do the type of content you want to make, and then the viewers will find you, and because if you're not enjoying the type of content, you're chasing numbers and all that stuff. It stops being fun, and and eventually the viewers will see that they're like, oh, he's just trying to chase numbers and stuff like that. So
right, and the reality is that for there's thousands of moto vloggers out there, and
would you call
there's only a really small handful of shade tree surgeons and itchy boots out there, right? I mean, the reality is there's unless you have a few exceptions.
That's like 3 times you said reality. Would you say that that's a road reality? Yes. See? Yeah, see? That's why my channel name works so well, except nobody can pronounce it. They always say realty. Yeah, which is a channel. If you search for road reality on YouTube, it's like 28th in the search results. Good times.
Yeah, but I was saying we got to just make the videos that we enjoy making, and whatever audience comes from it comes from it.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Because we're just not going to be those million subscriber channels, but unless we get really, really lucky.
Yeah, anybody watching 1 hour in is going to get like the secret sauce for starting out motovlogging.
Basically,
you start out, you're like, I'm going to make top 10 and top 5 lists, and I'm going to compete with all the major vloggers that do the top 5 and 10 lists. And you realize that, wait, I'm not good at this enough yet, so my videos aren't getting the views. So then you're going to be like, I'm going to do these vlogs doing this other stuff, and like one hits and the rest of them are not. And then you realize, F it, I'm just going to be me riding around having a good time. And that's when the success happens.
Yeah.
And then you find whatever sub niche you're in, and then it grows from there. And then you hit the 1,000 subs and you're like, great, I'm going to talk about Lego now. Which actually happened before I got monetized. But,
you wonder why everybody unsubscribes.
No, I don't wonder. I mean, shit, they're all watching this live going, oh, Jesus Christ, this guy? No, I'm unsubscribing now. Ooh,
brought that Dewey guy on again. I'm out.
I know. Dewey
We're
seems
up to 12 viewers now.
Yeah, Dewey seems to find his way into all of them. I don't know how. We can fix that. Ah, fooled you. He thought I was going to remove him. I got him. We'll remove Ryan instead.
Yeah, no, I found my way in here because you texted me like 5 hours ago and said, "Want to go live tonight?"
I guess it was about 5 hours ago now. That's why we're here. The 4 of us, we're in here because we like having fun, and all the people in the side chat are having a good time. So
yeah,
it's all good,
I mean, middle of winter, it's freezing cold out. What the hell else are we going to do at this point? It's not like we're going to be out riding.
And it's
You know,
damn
I'm
cold
still-
out there right now too.
Oh, it's frigid. It's down
That's
to 18 degrees here with 20-mile-an-hour winds.
Oh, it's down to 4 degrees here. With the 30.
Do we give
with
us a
the-
weather check?
Yeah, we're at 8
Oh,
right
it's
now.
mild here.
We're at
It's
8 degrees right now, but we got the lake really close to us, so it'll keep us up a couple of degrees.
Is
Yeah,
that Celsius or Fahrenheit, Jarvis?
That's fair. I got my phone set to normal temperature Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Is that not a treasonous act in Canada?
Yes,
Okay. Well, we won't
Yeah.
tell anybody.
I just did.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, windy too, huh, Frank?
It's windy as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Frank, are you flying tonight? Frank's a helo driver, I think.
Oh, they're not going up then.
No,
No.
not in this.
No, not
Look
a,
at Derek, minus 27 wind chill, and it's better than the last few days. Oh, to hell with that.
That's
Yeah,
a
the
big
wind's
nope
cold.
from me.
yeah, we're all East Coast, so we're getting hit with that stuff now.
Derek, where are you out of? Leave a comment in the side chat or join in. Looks like he's got a spider as well.
Yeah, he's one of those spotters. I thought he was Pennsylvania or Jersey or somewhere around there. Could be wrong.
Nice. Very cool. Scott Ross, 9 degrees, and I'm not looking at the wind chill. Hey, I don't blame you. I don't
Yeah.
blame you. Yeah, he's working. Okay. Yeah, that means he's
Minnesota.
sitting there.
That was way off.
Trudeau would not approve. Oh, yeah.
Trudeau would not approve.
Borderline too windy. I don't blame you. I wouldn't go up in this either.
No way.
No,
No way, no how.
I don't have any, I have no interest in going out at the moment. Not at all. I remember when I first had my Vaquero, it was December, and it was like, it had been 2 weeks since I rode. And it's like 25 degrees out. And I was like, honey, I'm going to go for a ride. She's like, it's dark out. It's 25 degrees. I was like, so I'll only be gone till midnight. And I got back 6 hours later. She's like, did you ride to the cigar shop and just sit there for 5 hours or what? I was like, no. I went 100 miles round trip. I'm good. And then I sat in front of a space heater with 2 tumblers of bourbon and a cigar trying to warm up for the next 3 hours. I was a popsicle. Minnesota. Eh? Is that your friend there in the wood chipper? Yeah, he got it. Yeah. Yeah. So Eric's like 2.5 hours south of me. I'm hoping to meet up with him this year.
Nice.
Who's doing other Motovlog meetups? Are you? I know Brian's going to come to VAM.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to VAM.
Yeah, VAM's my big trip for the year. I'm trying to get a New England one going, but these guys are they're very sketchy and they don't really want to hang out. So like that bike spans and bruise guy is tough to nail down. So
Dave and Kevin are going to VAM with us.
oh no.
I got the official Swimbo approval for going to VAM this year, so I just need to book a hotel room.
Yep, the
Better hurry up.
yeah, the
I
Super 8
know.
in Claypool is probably the place you want to go to now. I think the Finn Castle is full.
Yeah, I'm just going to bunk with you, Ryan.
I'm at the Holiday Inn.
you
and
could.
Some of the other guys are at the Super 8, I think.
Yeah,
But I'm at the Holiday Inn. So's Dave.
ma'am. Yeah, I tried to do ma'am and no one wanted to do it.
That's a no, ma'am. Al Bundy said I'll be there.
That
But,
Massachusetts or where is that? Mid-Atlantic? I don't
Yeah,
know.
Massachusetts.
I
Yeah.
want to go to there's Cycle Fanatics having a thing in Jersey, one of the Harley dealers there in I think the 29th of April. I kind of wanted to go to it, just ride down, ride back, but we'll have to see what the temperature's like.
Yeah, that
April,
guy.
it shouldn't be too bad as you get further south.
Yeah. It'll just depend on what the weather is here right at that.
Right.
If there's any salt crap on the road, I won't go. But if it's been washed off, I'll go.
Kelly Bundy, Scott. Kelly Bundy. That's all I got to say. Grew up with that. Yeah, Cycle Fanatics is a funny one. He actually drilled and tapped a hole in his highway peg to mount a selfie stick to put his 360 camera on. And that gave me the idea to non-permanently mount a 360 camera on my Harley. So thanks to Cycle Fanatics for giving me the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in North Jersey. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's another one that has long videos. I mean, I haven't watched one of his recently, but they used to be 20, 25 minutes long with a lot of dead space.
Yeah, he goes on quite a few big long trips and stuff. Like he's doing a lot of shorts now, but man, he was doing some long rides. I mean, he wasn't doing like 2-lane life, but he was getting in some pretty epic travels there.
Does he still have that silver Road Glide, or did he get something new?
No, he's got a black. It's a Road Glide. It's got a 107. He did a stage 2 on it because he didn't the what do you call it, Silverback? If it was the other one, and it was a 131 done right out, like stage 4 plus.
Yeah,
and he ended up dealing it in. He bought this black and chrome. Oh, Road Glide, not an Ultra. I just forget which brand, which model it is.
if it's got a 107, it's going to be the regular Road Glide.
Yeah,
because the special has a 114.
Right. Anyway, he's got that. Put a stage 2 in it. Stripped everything off. Took all the cowbell stuff off the forks. He's got ceramic slides on the front forks. He's got it all ripped apart. He's got all the wheels and everything off right now, getting everything powder coated. And he went with a 2-into-1 exhaust. It sounds wicked.
Nice. I like the look of a 2-into-1 exhaust, except my OCD says, "Where's the other side to match because I have the cutouts because I have the taller bags because I have the special."
Right. So my buddy's got a CVO, 2018 CVO, and it's a Bassani pipe, but it's really 2-into-1, but it's got a dummy on the other side to make it look even.
Oh, neat.
But
that's a good idea.
That thing sounds like a freaking Maserati. Oh,
really?
Man, does it ever sound nice?
Oh, I might have to look into that one then.
Yeah.
Is it really loud, or is it just like a
not
good sound?
Super loud, but it's got some ratty, like it sounds nasty. Yeah.
Oh man, I'll have to see if I can find somebody local that's got one. I want to address you, motorcycle. Thank you for the tip. That is the clamp I'm using, and I went into it in one of my videos on my bobber because the whole selfie stick was going like this, and I don't have it handy because it's actually on my bike, but it had the whole innards were loose, like the nuts weren't tightened down. So I went in and I added a little bit of blue Loctite and tightened them down and got everything situated, and now it doesn't move anymore. So you can make it work better. It's probably not still the best clamp, but it does hold on pretty good. But
just watch those Insta 360 poles. Artist on a Harley, Bonnie, she had one on the back of her CVO. We were on our way to VAM from Pennsylvania to Virginia on the interstate, and it snapped. The threads broke right off of it.
I don't doubt it. Was it extended?
Spun around. She had it plugged in, and the cable kept it from touching the ground. Otherwise, she'd have wrecked that camera.
Wow.
Just that close.
Was that selfie stick extended, or was it compressed?
Yeah, she had it right out. She always had it right out and up, so it was way up. And it was doing this all day long, right?
Yeah, that is super weakening on that one. And there's two things about that. If you use the bullet time selfie stick, it's supposed to be reinforced for more of that heavy duty use. But the other one is definitely don't go over like 50 or 55 miles an hour with it extended. I watched mine because I've had it. And if you go back in my catalog, my GoPro Max, which is right here, it's a little bigger than a 360, the Insta 360. I had it out 4 feet and it went flying. and it hit the ground twice. So yeah. It can definitely happen.
I was using the extent, but not all. I had it sucked right in as short as it would go, and then had it ramballed to the handlebar.
Yeah.
But I took it off and I doubled the ram ball connectors. I put the double ball fitting in between it.
Yeah.
So that I could go twice. Yeah. I had a ball on the end of that, but I took it off and I used just the ram stuff, which is way tougher. And you can't see it in the video.
No, you can't. And you know what? I've got the double ball arm mount that comes in the motorcycle kit that Adrian was talking about. That's motorcycle. And yeah, you got to leave it like compact like this, or else it can snap on you. Yeah. You know, because you extend it out. There's even on screen right now, you can see there's quite a bit of flex. Yeah. And now take 249 grams or whatever this thing weighs and add 50 miles an hour of speed, and it's flexing pretty good. So I always leave mine like compressed. I just leave it completely compressed when I'm riding. And you know what's funny is this camera, this selfie stick gets more use now that it's got the 9 on it than when it had the GoPro Max on it. Because I can, if you watched my one video recently, I'm holding the camera out like this as I'm riding, and it was fully extended at 40 mile an hour. It was a lot of fun. I got yelled at for that by my wife, by the way. She saw the video and she's like, "You rode for how long one-handed?" I was like, "Honey, there was no cars around. There was no intersections. We're good."
Doesn't see that cigar coffee shit you've been doing?
I was going to say, yeah.
That doesn't bother her for some reason.
I got a buddy that drives his truck and eats his dinner right on his console, right at the, like.
Oh, yeah, dude. I'm going to have a bowl of cereal come springtime. I'm just going to have to get a spoon and go. Dewey, you have the floor.
Okay, so Eric, to the question. I am going to be traveling for 12 to 18 months on the DR. So selling the BMW is only because I don't want to store it. And if it doesn't sell, it's going to go into a rental fleet, and then I will have it when I get back. So that's the real plan. If the BMW does sell at some point, maybe a T7, maybe a big GS, who knows? It'll be another adventure bike though.
There, you happy now, Dewey? Goodbye. I'm kidding. And Adrian, you're welcome. And I'm sorry you broke your. I'm sorry you broke that clamp mount. I don't know how I didn't break mine because I always go to 3 Ugga-Duggas when I needed 2. But I managed to just get it snug and it stayed pretty good. Oh, look at that. Eric says, "Bon chance, happy trails." Yep. And hey, we have 12 people watching now. Welcome to all the new people. Yes. These live streams are a lot of fun. Anybody hasn't done one, they ought to try it.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely helps. It switches things up, from the other videos, motovlogs, whatever else you guys are doing on the channel. So.
Oh yeah. You know what? The live streams are good for storytelling practice too, because there's no editing going on.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a totally different monster. Definitely. Yeah. If you're just like motovlogging, you're like, oh crap, that sucked, and then you redo it. There's no redos with the live streams.
I'm at 341 again.
Yeah.
I got one.
Yay! We got one. I lost one. So they unsubscribed me and subscribed to you.
And Adrian, I only have one measurement. It's Guten tight.
The bike's German, so that makes sense. Yeah. In the winter, he is mitten grabbing, and when he has an electrical problem, it's a spit and sparking. That's all the German I know, folks. I'll be
There's
out.
probably a 48 syllable word to describe whatever the problem is.
Oh yeah, and it's all consonants. Yeah, Scott Ross. Yeah, there you go. Always interesting. They are. You never know what's going to happen. I mean, that guy, Pro Monkey, I think he's got a live going right now, which is why we have 12 and not 22. 10 of my people are watching his stuff, and that's okay. They'll watch it later.
That's another thing too. Like, it's really tough to schedule a live stream because you got to look at who else is going on around you and all that stuff. And then,
Yeah, I thought I looked. I didn't see one coming up tonight, so I said, "Oh, let's have one." And here we are. And you know what? I couldn't care less because I got 3 great friends right here. You know, this is what motovlogging is all about: is the community and generating the interaction between people. Because we all like to sit in our mom's basements, except Jarvis. He's obviously in a musician's room, studio.
I'm in my wife's basement.
Yeah. You know, I'm in my wife's porch, according to the financial records. She reminded me today just how much I owe her for that fancy Harley I keep riding.
yeah.
Yeah, that was not a fun conversation. She started doing my taxes, and she's like, can you fix this? Because you owe money. I was like, who do I owe money to now? And she's like, still me. Dude, we got married. Look, we got married. Hey, look, I'll get back to that in a second. Hey, what? Oh yeah, Nori. Oh, I just got back from riding around town. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Well, no, down there in Florida, it's probably 78 degrees. You had to wait for it to cool down so it was comfortable.
I know, right? Jeez. We have the problem of cold and humidity. So it's like you get a little bit of wind and it just cuts right through your windproof everything, and you just end up a popsicle. I still ride, but not as much. Yeah.
I don't mind the heat as much as I mind the cold. I'd much rather ride in like 80-degree weather than 40 degrees.
Yeah. Dude, I will take 30 to 45 all day long. It doesn't faze me. It invigorates me, wakes me up just as much as the coffee does. But real quick, I wanted to get back to the story about my wife. We literally had a bank of Mrs. Road reality because when we got married, I had a lot of unsecured debt and she had a lot of cash that was unsecured. So I took most of it and paid things off. So I owed her like $500 a month for the rest of my life, you know, till death do us part. She's my bank. So when I bought my Harley, she wrote me a check and she's like, now you owe me. So yeah, I'm still paying her back on that one. Look at that. Scott got 3 rides this January. I got 3 rides last week, my friend. That's my humble brag.
Eric,
yeah, I don't know.
Question.
Yeah, man, as long as it's not freezing, I don't mind the cold. You can always put clothes on.
Right.
And when it gets hot enough, there's only so many clothes you can take off before it's a problem, especially on a motorcycle.
Right.
All right. So then I'm going to ask the question, Dewey, since you have obviously more experience than I do. Do mesh jackets keep you cooler or not compared to a T-shirt when it's hot out?
Compared to a T-shirt?
Yeah.
It will.
And is it because it keeps your sweat from boiling off so that you stay better hydrated and it allows the sweat to evaporate at a normal pace so you don't dry out and get hot?
That's half of it. The other part to remember is that even though your internal temperature is 98 degrees, your skin temperature is not. Your skin temperature is significantly lower. It's 88 to 90 degrees. So if the wind hitting you is above your skin temperature, the more wind it hits you, the more heat and energy is being imparted into your body. It's not cooling it off.
See, I knew he'd have a scientific answer. I only understood half of that. I'll come back and watch this again tomorrow, and I'll fully understand it. Thank you for that.
Yeah, so above 90, you want to actually start keeping the wind off of you because the wind hitting you is going to heat you up more than your own body.
Oh, yeah? How are the hey, Ryan, how are the Can-Ams in the heat?
My Spider was hot. The RSs run really hot the way they have the airflow and the side pods coming up. The Riker I've noticed is a little bit cooler than that, but again, I got it late fall, so I'll really have to see once springtime comes and the summertime comes. And that, and I'm in the city, so it gets hot anyways. Like I'm always, stuck in traffic somewhere. So,
you know what's funny? I have an air-cooled Harley, obviously, and I find that I stay cooler when I ride that bike in hotter temperatures versus the liquid-cooled Vaquero I had before. That thing used to cook me, and I think that the bike manufacturers that make these liquid-cooled bikes, I think they care less about the wind, the airflow around the engine and everything, and they let the rider bake even if the engine stays cool. Right. That's my theory. Hey Jarvis, do you guys have any hot weather up there, or is it like cold or colder?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same as where you are most of the time. Just winter we're cold enough and we get enough precipitation because right where we are, we're in between Lake Ontario and Lake Erie. So we kind of get that Buffalo thing going on, but Buffalo's right at the end of both lakes, so it funnels to them. We're along the shore of Lake Erie near Port Dover, and it's hit or miss whether we get the precipitation, but they'll hose down that brine on these roads, and then they don't have to worry about it till morning most of the time. So
That brine is horrible.
it'll eat the aluminum off of anything. Like you look in the underneath of our cars and stuff, any of the aluminum components, it just makes them ugly as hell. Like they're just, I mean, it's still aluminum, but it does oxidize it and make it bad. Like say like a yoke for a front constant velocity bearing, like your front steering bearing, they'll get locked into that aluminum hub because of that. They're just crazy to get out. And yes, steel, it'll just eat it up if it isn't painted or coated somehow. Oil, a lot of oil spray goes on up here.
Oh man, they brine everything down here. They've brined 2 or 3 times this winter, and thankfully, every time they've done it, it's been nothing but rain, like solid for the next day. And when the roads dry up the day after that, you can see 0 salt residue or brine residue. You can go riding again. But normally, it's like a week and a half until you get a solid rain to get rid of that crap. I won't ride in it.
My last ride last year, not this year, this summer, but the summer before, the bike was brand new that year. And I was out on the last ride. Well, I didn't know it was the last ride. I didn't think there was any salt on the road. And I got over near the lake and I thought, is that brine on the road? And I looked at my dash and it was just white powder on my dash. The bike was just covered. So I had to take it home, take the tank off, wash all underneath everything, like just hose the crap out of it just to get rid of it. And then that was it. The bike was dried and put away, and that was it. It sat there till spring.
Yeah,
except for the RV trip to Memphis, then we got it back out again, took it down there. But.
Yeah, it's like that up here too. Everything is white. The roads are white, parking lots are white, everything. It's just they just dump it everywhere.
Yeah, and you know, the hardcore guys that do ride in these cold temperatures and they don't care about the brine, they're like, just get home and wash it off. And I'm like, dude, that's my lifestyle doesn't support that.
Like a rat bike, like I kind of wanted to get like an ATV, just something, just a piece of crap. There was a guy down the road had one sitting out beside his house for the whole summer and never put it in. I was like, dude, do you want to sell that bike? And he's like, no, I think I'm going to keep it. And I go, I'll buy it off you. Like, I just wanted something to ride on these days that you could ride and then just take it in like a wet horse and wash it off and put her away.
Yeah, I had the problem. I showed it in a video. I was sitting there, and I was tapping on the ignition on my Harley because I'd washed it the day before, and it froze up because it was like 25 degrees out overnight, and the thing wouldn't turn. I couldn't get the bike started until I knocked on it a little bit. That was the Happy Frickin' Holidays video. Before that was when I dumped a bunch of gas down the whole side of it. I was real pissed. Yeah, Scott's got a good idea. Find a beat up 80s bike. I hear there's a Goldwing for sale somewhere in the U.S. Where's Bolt Bucket when you need him?
Who got stuck with that bike?
I don't know who's got it now. I think, is it Thrill Mouse Moto that has it or somebody else in Texas?
It's down there somewhere. I don't know where it finally ended up. I haven't talked to Barry in a while.
Yeah, I don't know. He's supposed to be sending me stickers, but I haven't been in my P.O. box in like 2 months. So there might be mail waiting for me. Might not be.
And there's varying levels of road salt in the area. I went on a ride in Montana some years ago, and they wet down the dirt roads there, and they use out all their extra brine solution because it helps. That calcium chloride helps to keep the dust down. It locks all the dirt together. And I thought it was a water truck keeping the dust down, but it was the salt truck spraying this stuff all over. And by the time I got past him, turned around and got back to the main road and looked at my bike, my chain and exhaust were already starting to rust within no time. Wow. That stuff is nasty. It will, even if I didn't even have time to get to wash it before it started rusting.
Yeah, I have enough problems with wheel bearings. I don't need
to grab onto your vehicle, like to the whatever it's supposed to grab onto the ice is what it's supposed to do. That's why and to grab the road so it stays and it doesn't wash away really quick. That's what they want. That's why they use beet juice, was because it just latches on and stays there. And you can see it on the cars. You go underneath the car to work on it, and all the parts underneath are purple from the beet juice. So,
yeah, nowhere was worse than
Phoenix.
Ohio.
Phoenix, just in the side chat where you noted you're near Laconia Summit Resort. I'll be there from the 11th to the 15th. I'll be at the Summit Resort.
Okay.
Nice. Look at that. We're bringing people together. Scott, that's hilarious.
During the evenings, I'll be there. I'll be out riding somewhere.
Right. Yeah, there's tons of great roads out there.
Yeah.
The problem is if you buy a Vespa, everybody wants subscribe.
Is the beet juice no good for your bike too? I don't think any of that stuff's good for your bike.
No. Probably not, but
I guarantee you it's not just beet juice. They added something else.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I think they've got synthetic additives that they put in to make it grab the pavement and stay there. I don't think they could grow that many beets to do the whole country the way they do.
Yeah, no. You know, it's funny. A couple of Christmases ago, I met my cousin's wife, and I asked what she did, and she worked for a company that created like road salt or brine or something. I damn near threw her out of the house right there. I was like, get out of here. You ruined my truck. I drive a Ram, so it's prone to rust anyway. I drove through Ohio a few years ago, and there were like 2-year-old trucks sitting on the lot, and you could see all the fender wells were rusted, and the rocker panels were all rusted. And I'm like, dude, these things are 2 years old.
Anything that was used for snow plowing, it eats them up.
Dude, they were half tons that looked cherry. Like they had the fancy wheels on them. They weren't used for plowing. They were just used for driving, and they still got tore up in those winters.
Well, it's like trying to change out an exhaust or anything. It's just like, no, we're just going to cut it. We're not even going to bother because everything's all rusted. There's no way you're going to get any of that out.
Yeah, it's all rusted together.
Yeah, so just grab the Sawzall, cut it off, and put on a new one.
And if you want your exhaust removed for free, just put a Honda emblem on it, and the catalytic converter thieves will show up and steal it.
Basically,
we got a lady on Nextdoor that lives down the road from me. She's got an old Odyssey minivan. Twice in the last 2 weeks, she's been targeted for catalytic converter removal. The first time they stole it, she hadn't gotten around to replacing it, and she saw on her security camera they came back to steal it again. Like they just make a mint off those things.
Remember back in the day when I was growing up, the thing was to actually steal the Civic and Prelude engines. They would literally pop the hood, pull the engines out because they were so easy. There's only like a few connections.
Yeah, there's a lot of room in those. Yeah.
Ain't nobody got time for that. They're not stealing anything off my Ram, I don't think. They don't want any of it. It's mostly old parts and rust.
Well, it's funny. Those engines, you could have 2 people just carry away. They're like little 4-cylinder, 1.4 liter engines.
Yeah.
Like it's so crazy. Yeah.
I got a 5.7 V8, baby. Sucks down fuel. That's all it does good.
I miss my Trans Am.
Dude, look. I had 2 F-150s before this Ram, and both of them didn't make it past the warranty without needing like $5,000 worth of work. My Ram, knock on wood, go to the gas station every week, pay the bill on it, and I'm good. Yeah, it's a Hemi, Scott. Yeah, but it's a mild hybrid as well. It has the 48-volt motor in between the engine and transmission, and it It stops at stoplights and stuff like that, and I don't think it gets any better fuel economy.
I hate the stop-start stuff.
It's because you haven't driven a good one yet.
No, I just hate it.
Say, do they have a separate starter for that? Because that must eat up those starter motors.
Yeah, my car has it has a great big starter.
The big
Yep,
one.
that's the thing. They uprate the starter for the stop-start systems,
Okay.
but also if you have like the Hemi system with a mild hybrid, it's got a motor generator squished between the engine and transmission, and it uses that to start the engine. So it's rated for that torque. Oh, we're gonna have to kick Scott out. Sorry, Scott.
Here's the problem: is I drove really crappy cars for a lot of years, and I take comfort in my car still running at a stoplight.
Oh, I look forward to when my truck stops at the stoplight. I'm like, oh, I'm saving that 78 cents in fuel for the next 3 minutes.
The stop starter. Yeah.
Yeah, should never be installed. You know what? I'll say that about the Minis and the Fords and the GMCs that I drove. But the Ram system is the least intrusive of any auto stop start that I've ever been seen. I was going to be fancy there, but the words are failing me. Can't edit that part out. It's a live stream.
We're live, pal.
Oh, yeah, we're live. So who's winning the title bout here, Ryan? Is it me or you? Because in my corner, I've got Jarvis Biker, who's cooler than your guy, Dewey.
Dewey? Well, yeah, Dewey keeps getting kicked out, so I'm kind of solo half the time. So
I can't even point.
it's like a handicap match.
We have 13 watching, John.
Yeah, 13. We were up to 17. And then we started talking auto stop start, and 4 of them dropped off.
Right.
Wait,
Like,
let me check my YouTube.
They're not talking about bikes anymore. I'm out.
Yeah. So
it was Scott's Prius comment. They're like, this is not my type of channel. I'm out. They're talking Priuses now.
Oh, look at that. Nori wants to know it's a CAO, Brasilia Gold. And after this live stream is over, I've got 180 cigars to unbox and put in the humidor.
So
hey, Eric.
Purple on Three's got a new video out. It's called Talking Spider Smack. We'll have to watch that after.
Eric, thank you for joining. Have a great evening.
Thanks, Eric. See you later.
Yeah, I have to check out her videos. I got to catch up. I've been editing too much. I put up I think I uploaded 4 videos in the last 2 days. But look at that, 99 Suburban. Oh, dude, that's like $1.10 a mile. That's ridiculous. Mine's not that high. That, you know what? The GS, what? Did we freeze?
No, you're good.
Okay, good. GS 1150. Well, it's the Prius of motorcycles.
It's part of the Prius. That's like the Suburban of motorcycles.
Yeah, right. Is it?
Yeah, the big GS. It's the equivalent to a big SUV.
I thought that would be like my Harley.
The GS might weigh darn near as much as your. Well, not the 1150. The 1150 is a little smaller than the new ones, but yeah, they're big. They're 600-pound motorcycle, 600-pound plus.
505 according to Google.
For the 1150.
Yep.
Yeah. The new ones are bigger though.
Oh, okay. Look at that. We've got some Purple on 3 lovers, Jarvis and Derek. You're not wrong, guys. You're not wrong at all.
Jody and Tom are awesome.
So I get a package delivered to my door this afternoon. I open it, and it's a hand-painted motorcycle rock with my Jarvis Biker emblem on it from Jody and Tommy. Probably cost them $25 or $30 to send that package all the way up here.
And it probably took her quite a number of hours to paint it. I know she sent me a rock too.
Awesome.
It had to have taken a lot of time. It's really cool to think that she sat down and was willing to put that time in. As busy as they are, even though with everything they have going.
Yeah, it's cool.
Can I be jealous here for a second and just say that, Jody, if you're watching, I haven't received my motorcycle rock. I am jealous of the other gentleman here.
I actually have mine from VAM 21 that she gave me. So.
That's it. I'm out. You guys run it.
I actually got two. I got a large one about 4 inch by 4 inch, and I got another smaller one to throw. So.
Yeah, that's how mine is. I got a big one and a small one from her. I have them sitting there. I have an old vintage
he's tissuing
golf
up
globe, and it's right next to the golf globe.
We got him good.
I'll send Jody a message to make sure that she does view this live stream later.
Yeah, make sure she goes in like an hour and 30 minutes in though.
Yeah, tell her like 1:34, you'll be good.
Yeah.
Look at it. Smyrna gets letters. I got a Christmas card. I will say I got a Christmas card.
Yeah, we got.
We all look
awesome.
up to you, Jody.
I'll one up you. They rode 5,000 miles across the country to come visit me.
And I live 4 hours away, and they had.
It wasn't just to visit me; they wanted to see the country. But
I slept on their couch.
All right. They are super cool. I adore them. They are great.
Yeah.
I do too. I adore them more than them. Send me a rock, Jody.
We pulled in the driveway. We're driving up towards the house, and you look, and there's U.S., Canadian, and actual Ontario flags flying in front of the house to welcome you in. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, they certainly go above and beyond. That is for sure. Her and Tommy are they're golden people, I swear.
Pay attention to detail, that's for sure.
Oh, definitely.
Yep, they certainly do.
And the night I stayed there was 1, 2, 3, 4. Four extra guests in the house. They slept in the room next to me on the floor, I think. They gave up their bedroom for Bonnie and Pete.
Wow.
And Harley girl and her friend Marilyn, they were there.
Speaking of her.
Well.
Hey,
Jody. Your ears must have been ringing. Or were you sitting in a side chat the whole time?
She was spying on us.
She was spying on us.
We were talking about you, Jody. Thanks for the rocks, Jody. Appreciate that. That was fantastic.
Yeah, thanks for nothing.
John's a little bitter he didn't get a motorcycle stolen.
Yeah, scroll back like 10 minutes. You'll see his little rant.
I even had a tissue. I was crying. Oh, yeah, look at that. Yep. Jarvis Biker's welcome.
I'm gonna.
Yeah. You know what? Jody, sometime we need to get you, me, Tommy, and Mrs. Road Reality together on a ride. So it'll probably be easier if you come down here. But we got to make something work for 2023. I got to meet more of these fine people in person.
They're going to Alaska.
Yeah, I'm not going to Alaska. I've been there.
They have so many plans all the time. They're busy. They really
I know.
It's called
like they're retired now. Now they're all busy.
Yeah. Next year for me.
You're going to retire?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a long ways to go, so I'm stuck.
Yeah, you're just a baby.
Yeah, I was looking at my wife's finances. She doesn't make enough for me to retire yet.
Yeah, it's either hit the lottery or work for another 20-something, 25 years.
You know, Frank's got a good idea, meeting Gettysburg. I would love to. It's only a couple hours from me.
You know, and PA is not a bad ride for me. Like Eastern PA, I can get there in like 4 or 5 hours, depending on where it is.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did that for Christopher Lawson did a meetup a few years ago out in Western PA. That took me about one day, about 8 hours to get there. Hung out with them for the weekend, rode back. So if it's Eastern PA, I can definitely do that for a weekend.
Yeah, you'd have to cut across above New York, right, to get to Western PA?
Oh, I take the Tappan Zee, come back, cut back down, and then go across. It's so much easier.
Yeah, it's probably, 6 hours?
Total? Yeah, probably.
Derek.
On Google Maps, it's about 8.5 hours for me to get to our friend's place in New Hampshire. to go to Pennsylvania, like the Tommy and Jody's. I'd say it's probably about 6 hours, 7 hours.
Yeah, from where I am, it'd probably take me about the same amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I just got to cut straight across.
Yeah, Jody says sell your belongings. She has a farm. I've seen the pictures on Instagram.
Yeah, in Northwest Moto, I'm on the same speed. I've been looking for a rich lady with a bad ticker.
It's funny. I used to know a guy that worked at a local cigar shop, and he had this girlfriend that had a row house in some rich neighborhood in DC, and also a condo in like Tuscany or something in Italy. And he'd be like, "Oh, I'm going to be gone next week. I'm going to Italy." It's like I never got that lucky.
Yeah,
We sell cows for gas. That's hilarious.
It's probably true.
I butchered my fair share of cows when I was a kid, but that's a story for another video.
Hers are too pretty to kill. You'd have to let somebody else do that.
Yeah, we put them in the back of a trailer, and they showed up a week later in 4 parts, and then we hung them for a couple of weeks in the meat house, and then we'd butcher them. And I won't go into further detail for fear of being demonetized.
That would be
Smyrna
funny.
Cowboy, thanks for dropping in.
See you, Smyrna.
Yep.
That would be funny if that's the thing that got you demonetized, was talking about how, food is actually made.
Yeah, you can't talk
Of all
about
the
how the
things on the
sausage is
internet.
made. Yeah, see, there you go. Convenient 1 pound
1 pound
packages.
packages.
Yeah, I used to see how those were made. That was kind of crazy.
Those must be the ones you don't show. I know that you have some that you've named. I don't know if I could send something off that I'd named.
Yeah.
I did when I was 8. That explains a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think we're slowly cracking a case on you.
Yeah. Look, I spent my formative years on a farm from June to August. My parents would come visit me twice during that time. So it was me and my grandparents and nobody else for like 3 months straight. Oh, this is a good one. Named them after dead rock stars. Oh, that's harsh. Now, did they kill Kirk with a shotgun? Asking for a friend? Oh, there you go. See, sugar. And they do eat the named ones.
Well, except sugar.
Jody's a realist. Cows are great when they're not kicking you.
I know. My wife keeps bugging me about a cow. I'm like, no, we live in the middle of a city. We're not getting a cow.
I was going to say, where are you going to put it?
That's what I keep saying. And then she's like, well, what about chickens? What about this? What about that? I'm like, no, we can't do any of that.
Just have
in my city, you
have
can have
4 kids, it'll be about the same.
Yeah, right. In my city,
If you have a
10
cow,
chickens.
you can't go anywhere. You got to stay there.
Right.
Yeah, you can have 10 chickens here, but no roosters. The freezer, yes. Yeah, all the people in the homesteading groups I'm a part of, they're all like, yep, sent 3 chickens to freezer camp this week. Yeah, harsh, but true. Yes, good times. Jody, when are you guys going to Alaska? Like next week? No.
Next week would be miserable in Alaska.
Dude, June was miserable in Alaska when I went.
Is it dark there right now?
Oh, yeah. It's like pitch black.
Okay.
Just as
Depends on how far north you are, obviously, but it's not warm either, I bet.
Right.
No, not at all. Dude, I went there in June several years ago, and the week before I went, it was 75, and the week after I went, it was 80. They opened cooling centers for the citizens to keep cool. The week I was there, rainy, windy, and 44 degrees the whole week. I was like, really? Are you kidding me? The sun's not going to go down, but I can't sit outside and have a cigar because it's windy and rainy?
That must be so, like, that's just would be so weird.
And
Like,
Jody,
it's either dark all the time or it's sunny all the time. Like, it's just...
Dude, it was awesome. It was like my brother-in-law and I would sit outside at 2 o'clock in the morning smoking cigars. And it was like, yep, the sun just barely gets down to sunset. and then boop, it starts popping back up again. You're like,
So crazy.
let's pour another whiskey. Let's go.
How does that mess with like your body's like biological clock and stuff for sleeping?
I had no problem with it.
No.
I had enough empty plastic bottles in my carry-on bag to use as a flotation device after the flight's out there. So yeah, I got there. We partied. We went to my niece's her first birthday party, I think it was. And afterwards, we went back to the cabin, and I fell asleep for 18 hours, and then I was adjusted. So it was like go to bed at 2, wake up at 10, go do family stuff for the whole week. It was easy. Coming back was harder. Yeah. It was a good trip overall, though. We were like 100 feet from the water on some big-ass lake, so it was a lot of fun.
Nice.
And I got to ride a train. We did the Anchorage glacier tour, and it involved a train ride. And my wife got the conductor to come give me a pin like they give to little kids because it was my first train ride. And I was all like, I'm on a train. This is lots of fun. And she's like, oh, you're such a child. I was like, you married me. That's your fault. So I got a pin. It's upstairs in my knick-knack drawer. Dude, okay, so Jody, that train, we saw like mountain goats on the side of a cliff. It was a sheer cliff, and there were like 7 goats standing up there watching us. We saw bald eagles everywhere, and it was so much fun. And then we got on this boat to do the glacier tour, and they made glacier ritas where they had a little net, and they'd scoop up pieces of glacier, put it through an ice crusher, and make margaritas, and it was perfecto. It was delicious. Loved it. Dewey has a comment. Dewey in the side chat. Wait, there. Dewey's in the side chat. No, it still rained on me. Pretty high percentage of days. Yeah, okay. All right, we'll add him back in.
Yeah,
You're in, Dewey.
Okay, I'm back. No, I was talking to Jody, but she was asking about when I did my Alaska ride, when I went, and what month.
Yeah. Just bring your rain gear. You're gonna need it.
So I wear Gore-Tex for a reason, Jody, for all of my gear. But yes, bring rain gear for sure. It was funny. It rained on me all but about 3 days of the time that I was north of Prince George and all the way into Alaska and back until I got south of Prince George. But some days it was a 15-minute thunderstorm in the afternoon, and some days it was 8 hours of rain.
So it's like Florida, but cold.
Yeah, but there was very few days where at some point I didn't get wet. Once you get up north, especially when you get north of the mountains, so once you get up past the northern tip of the Rockies up in Yukon and you get up that way, there's just nothing to stop the weather. So it moves so fast. It goes, the clouds will come in, they'll dump rain on you, it'll move on, and the sun will come out, and another storm will come in by the afternoon and get you for a few minutes. With no mountains to stop them, it'll do whatever it wants.
That just doesn't sound like fun.
You just have to not mind rain for a little bit. What's funny is for all those days in rains, I camped every night of that trip with the exception of a couple when I was in Anchorage and Fairbanks. They let motorcyclists, or they used to at least let motorcyclists stay in the dorm rooms at the University of Alaska. And so I stayed in the dorm rooms in the University of Alaska, both in Fairbanks and Anchorage. But every other night of the trip, I camped. And for all those days in the rain, I only set my tent up in the rain once.
Nice.
Because it would, like I said, you'd get thunderstorms, then it would cool down in the evening. It would actually clear up. We had a lot of clear nights and then rainy days. It was really weird weather up there.
Yeah, you want to answer Northwest Moto's question?
I have the Moscow Moto Basilic. Now, the Revit stuff is fantastic. So I wear the Revit Dominator Pro 3s for pants because the Gore-Tex is outer and they vent fantastically for what they are. Before that, I had a Revit Defender GTX, which is their Gore-Tex Revit, and it's a fantastic. I love the Revit gear as well. If it wasn't for the Moscow stuff, I would 100% recommend Revit. And the mosquitoes, I would barely call them mosquitoes. They're darn near birds. As long as the wind is blowing, you're safe. It's when the wind stops that the mosquitoes get bad. Yeah, I had hit and miss. I had some times where the mosquitoes weren't really as bad as I thought they would be, and there were a few times where it was just miserable. And I put the head net on and got in the tent as quick as I could just to get away from the mosquitoes. I didn't want to be outside sitting in my chair, as pretty as it was, because the mosquitoes were terrible.
Reminds me of here during the summertime. You can't go outside from like June to September without getting about 48 mosquito bites and 6,000 gnats trying to bite you.
Yeah, but you got no grizzlies or polar bears.
This is true. And we also don't have nope ropes that are jumping from gutters like I saw on Facebook Reels the other day.
Yeah, no, there's a reason that the mosquito was the state bird of Alaska.
Carries off small dogs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and infants. How many infants go missing because of mosquitoes every year? It's at least 3.
I was actually talking to Tommy on the phone last week, and we were talking about the mosquitoes, and I said, I had one night I had a long sleeve shirt and long sleeve pants on, and the mosquitoes were biting all the way through my shirt and getting me.
They got beaks like this long on them.
Yeah.
That's crazy. We didn't have any mosquitoes. When I was in Alaska, we didn't have any mosquitoes that were biting us, and we were right by the water too.
Well, so if there's any wind, they go away, because I heard mosquitoes' top speed is like 7 or 8 miles an hour. So if there's more than a 7 or 8 mile an hour wind, they'll just forever be going away from where they want to be. So they would just land and stay put.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So if you're on the coast or something like that where there's wind, you're usually pretty good. It was the worst ones we had were really actually kind of in the Yukon, up around Whitehorse and that area where that's nothing but spruce trees, lakes, and mosquitoes for as far as you can see.
We're turning Northwest Moto off from going to Alaska.
No,
Just
absolutely
stay
go.
above 7 miles an hour. You'll be fine.
It was a fantastic trip. It was one of the coolest things I've done, I think, and doing it with no plan and nothing but a tent and figuring out where you're going to stay every night. It was so fun. I saw so many things. It's an absolute must.
It sounds like the opposite.
Bring a mosquito net.
I don't know what I'm doing.
You got to clean them like a chicken. Can you pluck mosquito feathers? I mean, you're a pheasant plucker, right? Yeah, I don't think they have West Nile virus up there. It's like pretty far away from the West Nile.
It's probably something else, though.
Yeah, it's like Alaska fever.
Yeah, I don't think that's your worry, and it really wasn't that bad, Jody. Don't be scared of it, man. You'll have a great time. Just if you end up somewhere where the mosquitoes are bad, just wear a light jacket over, and something to keep them off your face, and you'll be fine.
She'll have the full complement of Bond body armor on her. She'll be good.
Yeah, just go full geared up. You'll be fine. Full leathers, armor, all that stuff.
Seriously, that stuff's good. If nobody's tried the Bond body armor, I don't know how it does for mosquitoes, but I have been very happy with the winter riding pants that I've been using this winter. They make like 30 feels like 50. It's seriously that good. I haven't pulled out my wired heated gloves yet this whole winter, and I'm happy about that. Yep, that's my shameless plug for them. Send me the paperwork to be a brand ambassador, guys. Links in the description. Come on, I got to shill for somebody, right? And Jarvis isn't saying much. Jarvis, we're losing the battle. Blackphoenix Entertainment.
I have the hot wired system. Both of us ride with it. So
you get the hot wired. Do you have the full set of winter gear plugged in?
Yeah. And
is that through the battery tender, or did you go straight to the battery?
Both.
Oh yeah. Nice.
At the start, we just used the battery tender lines, and then I got talking to the guys at the dealer, and they said there was one of the battery tender lines ran up through the part of the wiring harness. The other one went direct to the battery. But so I ended up, they said that other one, you better not. So we didn't have any trouble with it, but they said they didn't recommend that we use it. So then I put two hot wired, the ones that came with the suits, direct to the battery, and I bring them up through the hole where the backrest comes up through the Harley seat.
Oh, nice. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Anybody watching should do that. The
The
stock
plugs are so nice. Like they're just like a laptop plug. If you step off and you forget to unplug, they just pop apart. Like they're real easy to disconnect, and they don't.
Yeah, that's I think that's the same connector that my First Gear riding gloves have. I bought the adapter that goes from their RCA style round connector to the SAE 2-prong, the one that's in and the one that's in and the one that's out, the male female. So I have that adapter, and whenever I get off my bike and I have them, it just pops loose and no big deal. But I think the stock Harley connector is good for either 7.5 or 15 amps. So you got to kind of be careful if you're running a full suit of heated gear. You kind of need to be like, maybe I should run it direct. I just have the gloves though.
I ran on my Goldwing Linda's set. I didn't check the fuse that was in the thing, and it was actually only a 5 amp. And it blew while we were out on a ride, and it was cold. So I plugged her into mine, and I suffered. I had the heated grip, so it kept my hands warm. But, I was getting chilly by the time I got home, but at least she didn't get cold so she wouldn't go out again. So,
and that's more important right there, folks.
Oh yeah.
Amen. Guy's a good husband. I have the winner right here, Ryan. I got a winner. Happy wife, happy life.
Meanwhile, so I put the Kuriak and passenger highway pegs on now.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try those out on our first ride. So.
I have the Kahuna passenger floorboards. They're good for mounting a 360 camera too. I've never had a passenger.
Linda's a little bit tiny, so she doesn't. Her feet reach the foot pads, but they're just. And I think there's still a little bit of like what we found on the Goldwing was like her leg, her thigh bone was like pivoting on the edge of the seat because her feet were virtually kind of hanging, and it was putting pressure on her hip bone all the time, and it was actually getting quite painful for her. And I made a set of lifts to bring the footboards up about 3 inches, and that pretty well cured it for her. And then we got the Harley, and we seemed like it was fine. The seat's a little narrower, which helped her be able to reach the foot pads better, but it still became the same problem. It just took longer for it to happen. So now I've bought these the highway foot pegs for the passenger and they're adjustable. You can tilt them forward and back and straight up, or tilt them right down out of the way, away from you. And so
nice.
Yeah.
Well, mine get in my way. The floorboards get in my way. The front of them hits the back of my shins type of area.
Well, I thought that was going to be a problem with these, but I put them all the way up, and I sat on the bike, and the footboard still hits the back of my leg before they do. So they've designed them not to do that. So,
oh, that's good. Yeah, the Kahuna ones, they hit my legs. It reminds me I leave the one folded out on the left-hand side when I have the battery tender plugged in. So it reminds me to unplug that before I ride off. Gotta leave yourself little reminders when you don't have a whole lot going on in the old cashew.
Yeah, I went ahead and I bought the ultimate seat for the Riker to try to get the wife on the bike this year. So,
does Honda make that?
I liked mine. I had it on the Goldwing, and it was on like I had the full. And
I did the whole deal with the back.
We'd be on rides with the guys on their Harleys, and they'd stop at a gas station or something. They'd all get off and walking around. And I'd be sitting on my bike, and they go, "Aren't you going to get off?" And I go, "Well, I don't need to get off." Yeah, they're comfy.
Yeah, I installed it, sat on it. I'm like, oh, this is nice. It sits me up a little bit.
It's gonna take a while. Like,
yeah,
it'll break in. It's like a ball glove.
Okay.
You got to break them in, and you'll have to do it every season because they kind of go back to the original and during the off season.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like memory foam.
Yes, that doesn't remember.
It's dementia foam.
Exactly.
But the interesting thing is the Rikers, they don't come with the rear seat or rear pegs or anything like that. So I bought the set from Sling Mods, and I have an install video and stuff that's going to come out on it. From Can-Am, if you buy their stuff, it folds up and tucks away. The ones from Sling Mods don't. So the rear floorboards and pegs come out and they're just there. It'll be interesting to see how that kind of affects my riding and sitting and stuff like that. Because I would like it to just fold up and it's away when I don't have a passenger. But you know, I wasn't going to pay Can-Am money. This was actually cheaper from Sling Mods. So
see, I had all the Harley Kahuna collection stuff came on my bike because it was part of the demo fleet. And they wanted to show off like the whole thing. So it had all the grips and levers and pegs and footboards and whatever else. It had the whole thing put on there. And I was like, you know, when I was looking at used bikes and I wanted to upgrade stuff, that was the exact stuff I was looking at. So I was like, win-win for me. It's already there.
Yeah, Can-Am's tax is pretty much as high as the Harley tax. So if you want any of their accessories, you're just going to pay up the ass for it, basically.
Well, they're converting dollars to a Canadian dollar. So, yeah, it's going to be expensive.
Right.
The ski-doo company sells bikes.
That conversion is the other way around, by the way.
Yeah, it's because so I was looking for side fender panels for the Riker because you can swap those out to different colors. They make a Sonic green one. The only person who had it on the forums was Canadian. So I had to work out a deal with her, be like, all right, what's the conversion rate? How much do you want? You know, how is this going to work out for both of us? And we agreed to a deal, and she ended up making more because the way the conversion rate is.
Yeah, it's almost 25 cents on the dollar.
Right. Yeah, once I did the conversion, I'm like, holy crap. Okay, fine. If this is what you want for it, then take it. So it worked out for both of us. I paid less, she got more. So
yeah.
Heck yeah.
And
Frank says he's going to do the Kahuna stuff on his bike. Do it.
Yeah.
My local dealer, it was like $630 for the grips installed, labor and everything. And apparently it's not as easy as you think on the newer M8 Harleys. So I was quoted by a motorcycle mechanic that's not affiliated with Harley. And he was like, dude, I'd charge you 3 hours of labor to do it. And they were only charging 2.5.
Really?
So, yeah.
I did both the seat and those rear floorboards, pegs, in probably an hour and a half on the Riker.
Yeah, so we're talking about heated grips. I changed the heated grips on you, Ryan.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I know. I was catching you sleeping. Yeah. He took the chair to the head. We're winning. What do you got there? Fingers?
One finger levers.
Oh, nice. I had a set of those on my Vaquero. Turns out if you dump the bike, you get one-fingered levers for free.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It falls off, and they're scored right in the middle, and boop, they break off. So you can still ride home.
All of them are supposed to be like that.
Right. The ones on my Harley aren't. The ones on my Harley will bend up like a curly Q if you dump it.
A lot of the Jap bikes are all like that. They got a little crease in them so they break off, like a shear bolt.
Yeah, they're a little smarter. Code Gray, what's up? Hey, who am I? I'm Code Gray. I got one arm out all the time.
I just subscribed to him about 3 weeks ago.
Unsubscribe.
He's a cool dude. I like Code.
Yeah, look, I'm just giving Code Gray a bunch of crap. I mean, he's the elder statesman of the group. He's older than everybody else in this live chat. Live chat?
No.
Live stream side
no,
chat?
He's not.
He's like 78.
No.
Yeah, so I talk with my hands. That's stereotypical Italian. And
I
now
talk
I
with
lost
my
another
hands,
subscriber. Look at that.
I talk with my hands too, Code. Don't give him bad time. All the good moto bloggers talk with their hands.
Have you all seen me? Has anybody here watched any of my videos? I'm constantly moving. I love it. You know, you see so many videos, and it's like the guy's riding along or the gal with both hands on the handlebars, enjoying their ride, doing their thing, talking like this. I'm over here like the guy at the car salesman, you know, the blow up doll car salesman. Woo! Just having a good old time.
The thing I couldn't believe was you went by that cop with a coffee cup in your hand. You waved with your other hand, and he never turned around to come after you. Up here, we'd get stunning for doing that.
Oh no! They realize I'm on a Harley. I'm no danger to anybody, dude. I kid you not. Speaking of the cops, I was rolling down the highway at the speed limit, and had 6 cars in front of me, all spaced 100 yards apart. And one by one, they'd get over to the, well, let me do it right. They'd get over to the right, get in behind me, and then get back over. And it was hilarious. And then like half a mile later, we passed the state trooper sitting in the median, and I waved at him. He waved back. I kept riding. And it was like they all thought I was a cop. So they got in behind me. They all followed me for like the next 10 miles. It was great. I was the Pied Piper of people in the left lane.
Mm-hmm. Code Gray says he's 49. He's just a baby. I got kids.
He's 52. He's 52. You see the gray sticking out from the bottom of his squid helmet.
Hey now.
Hey, what? Oh yeah, you got a lot of gray too.
Don't say anything about the gray sticking out.
Nobody looks at your face, Dewey. That never gets old. It probably gets old to
Oh, it does. Trust me, it does.
Oh God, this is great. Look at this. Ryan says he's 40. Oh, almost 49. Yeah. Don't rush it. Yeah, he's almost 40 now. I got you beat.
Yeah, the very first van, I'm looking around. I'm like, yeah, I'm the youngest. And then a badger show up, and baby badger was there. I'm like, oh, okay, she's the youngest. I'm good.
Bunch of babies.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the star of a lot of Sonny's videos now.
Yeah. He's doing that everyday vlog thing now. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up
I've
with
been watching them, and I would love to emulate that, but my life is not that interesting.
It's so much work. Like you don't like on paper. You're like, oh, this is gonna be cool. I'm gonna do it. The amount of work he probably puts into that is crazy, just to keep up with it, the content, the editing, getting up on time, all that stuff. It's a lot.
Look, as somebody who can put out 5 videos a week, I'd run out of content pretty damn quick. I just don't lead an interesting enough life for that.
Right.
You're only 42? Good God. You look great.
I got a lot of miles.
Good times. I like picking on Dewey because I know he can take it.
Well, what's so funny, so I don't know if anybody knows, is the top of my head is not going as old as the beard part of my head is. There's like a distinct line where the gray starts. It is so weird.
Yeah, mine just started in that area too, so I try to keep it shaved.
About 6 years just ago, for men, John.
Look, as little as I spend on my appearance, which should be plainly obvious, I don't use men just for men or any of that hair dye shit. I have like 12.5 gray hairs. They don't show up well on camera because I have my lighting set up right, unlike you guys. And I'm a professional. And I never had any gray until I had kids. And then all of a sudden the gray hairs pop up. My wife has a whole streak of gray. And it's all because of kids. So Dewey, you've knocked up some ex-girlfriends, like a dozen of them.
Not that I know of.
You don't have to know about them, but your beard knows.
I was gonna say life knows.
Okay, Jody, I want to see that. I'm sure you can find a purple mustache and beard combination with the little rubber strap to go on top, and you can wear it while you ride. We want to see that. March or April.
I was thinking she needs Tommy to grow a mustache. They can dye it purple, and then they can have, they can match everywhere they go.
He'll totally do that too. Code Gray, yeah. Code Gray's the oldest sport bike rider known to man.
Hey, do you guys know who the actual oldest motovlogger is that we figured out? It's a Harley Moonrider. down at VAM. He was 78 last year.
Is he really?
Yeah, I didn't think he was that old. He said he was 78. He finally he broke down. He finally got a Harley trike. He was having trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was having trouble with his big bike, so he kind of gauged all the the options, and he's like, that's the one he went with. But
dude, I'm not far off. If my joints get much worse, I'm gonna be needing 3 wheels. Yeah, look at that. He is a nice guy.
Yeah, he's super nice.
I get him confused with Harley Day Rider though. Their names are too similar.
I can see that. Yeah.
I did notice in one of Harley Day Rider's videos, he lives like 45 minutes from my in-laws. So I might have to say hi to him next time I'm up there.
He'll be at VAM.
I think he showed up at VAM too.
He's been to VAM the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Well, God willing, the creek don't rise. I'll be there this year.
Yeah, we'll have to catch up somewhere down 81 or something.
And that is the truth. But I've been waiting 20 minutes for that joke. Gee whiz. You guys are slow. This is great. I love live streams. We've only been going for 2 hours now. You know what? Northwest Moto, you make a great point.
Weightless.
Yeah. They're weightless when balanced. However, most of us in the real world have stop signs and stoplights.
Right. I was going to say that. Yeah. Eventually, you're going to have to stop the thing.
I was in a Harley dealer service area one time, and they actually had a bike with training wheels on it. And they weren't training wheels, but they were a set of extra wheels that came down when the bike hit 3 miles an hour. So when it slowed down, they automatically deployed, and there was a button on the handlebars to manually deploy them. They told me the owner was either a single or double amputee, but he didn't have like a left leg or a right leg or something, and this allowed him to keep riding. I was like, that is so cool.
That's nice. But yeah, I mean, stuff happens. We had in the group that we were in, we had a couple guys drop their bikes at VAM, and it was all gravel. Like some of those parking lots and stuff we pull into, just gravel, and shit happens, you know.
Oh, I hate gravel. Hate it with a passion.
I've took my road glide over twice, and it was both times was because of sand.
Right.
Just put my foot down, and it just slowly slid out from underneath.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to drop my bike because my wife still owns it.
Oh yeah, you'll get beat.
Oh, I will catch a beating and have to do extra KP duty for like a month. You kidding me? She'll have to pay for those repairs.
I got drop guards on mine, so.
Oh, you got them? I looked at them, but they were like $250 or something.
Yeah, well, that's 400 Canadian, so don't feel bad.
Oh, but then you won't get beat, John. It's $200 or a beating, you know? Like.
Yeah, well, she's not going to pay for the drop guards, so I'll just take my beating.
Okay.
Beatings are free, and I heal. Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, there we go. I got to work that in once in a while. Just ride sport bikes. Dude, I don't have a bike under 500 pounds in my stable. And my Kawasaki's are over 500. I think the KZ is like 550, and the Bobber was like 597 when it was new, and it might be down to 575 now that I stripped a bunch of crap off of it.
I would pay money to watch John try to origami his leg onto a set of sport bike pegs.
Dude, it ain't fun. I did it once. And I don't even think it's counted as a real sport bike. It was an SV650.
Yeah. I mean, they have a pretty decent. The SV650 has a pretty decent high set of pegs for what it is. But yeah, when you start talking those full-ons, like Code CBR or those big thousands, and those pegs are up high. Your knees are very bent.
And that was the issue I was having with the Spider, because it's kind of like the sports bike seating where the pegs are, then your knees are bent like that, and after the long ride, you got to peel yourself off of it. Drop guards are cheap. Oh yeah, paint is expensive too.
I've got all 4 engine guards on my bike, so hopefully it doesn't hit anything, but it could hit the primary case. So that's where that was like the most important drop guard I was looking at, because you crack that primary case and you're hosed. That happened to John's Moto Garage a couple of years ago. He was doing some stunting on his Dyna, and the primary scratched enough that it like put a little tiny crack, and it was just dripping oil everywhere. And he had a real bitch of a time trying to get a new case for it.
JB Weld it and move on. If you're gonna stunt it, just might as well JB Weld it.
Right. Yeah, those bikes are what they are anyway. So what's fun though is watching all these in my group, all these guys buy sports bikes. They buy 1,000cc sport bikes as their first bike, and their first ride they just drop them, and you scrape all the nice plastics and all that stuff on them.
Yeah, no thanks.
I don't get that mentality. It's just like, hey, we got to ride a 1,000cc sport bike. I'm like, if you've never been on a bike before, that's just crazy.
Dude, I caught so much hell for riding a Vulcan 800 as my starter bike. Like, it's 550 pounds, and yeah, it's a little on the heavy side, and drum brakes and everything, but so many people I talked to were like, that's your first bike? And I was like, yeah, it was a gift from a guy at the cigar shop. What am I supposed to do? I wanted a bike. I got a free bike. And then I had to put like $2,000 into it to get it running, but it still ran, and I'm good. And it doesn't go fast enough to kill me quickly.
Cool.
So you shouldn't start on 1,000. Even if you know how to ride a motorcycle, going to 1,000cc sport bike is a whole different game, because you have to train your brain to process as fast as that thing can accelerate and stop.
Yep.
You're not used to judging distances at the speeds those can cover.
Right.
No.
My buddy ran into that issue. He didn't realize first gear goes up to like 110 on the bike that he had.
Yeah.
He
Given that logic, I should downgrade my Harley to a stage -1 so that I can keep up with the processing. Yeah. I mean, Purple on 3, you're off by a factor of 10.
I started on a Honda. Maybe I was a 120.
But yeah, it's hard, John, because if you've never really ridden a 1,000cc sport bike in anger, most people have no concept of just what fast is and how fast it is.
I think I could do it once. And I would just
you could do, like I said, is you think about what a 180 or 200 horsepower little sport bike might be like, and then you get on one and realizing literally how fast they are and how fast things move. It takes an adjustment, and it's hard to describe just how they accelerate.
Yeah, I can only imagine. I had a friend in college who bought a Gixxer 600 or 750 or something. He didn't have a license or nothing. And he pulled wheelies up and down his street for one whole afternoon, didn't wreck it, and sold it the next day.
Yep.
He was like, yep, I'm going to turn into road pizza if I keep riding this thing.
Yeah, and back then a 750cc sport bike made 120, 140 horsepower. Now stuff's making 200, 220 horsepower. It's ridiculous how fast they are.
Yeah, no, I'll take the low and slow method. When I was first looking at motorcycles at the ripe old age of like 22, I went into a BMW dealership and I was like, I like the looks of that F650. And they were like, great. Do you have a license? I was like, no. They're like, great. We'll put a restrictor plate on it for you. Lowers it to 34 horses. And when you're ready, we'll take it off for you for free. I was like, sold. Except I didn't end up buying it. Yep. Long story there, but I decided that I was not mentally prepared to ride. Hey, Dewey, you're in the live stream. You can answer comments like this without having to comment yourself. Just saying.
Well, I didn't want to interrupt you, so I replied to the side chat.
Raise your hand, and I'll give everybody a chance to speak.
I'm sure they appreciate the interaction, John.
No, they don't. They're here to see you and Jarvis and Ryan. I am but a vessel for other people to be seen. See, I'm humble too.
Yeah, that is always the first word when people ask me, what's John like? Humble is always the first one I say.
Good times.
Okay, so Canada put in these stunning laws. So 50 kilometers over the speed limit is a criminal record now. And in the city, so 45 mile an hour or lower, 40 kilometers an hour above will get you a criminal record.
So it's like Virginia. Because 50 kilometers is about 30 miles an hour. And if you do that in Virginia, you automatically go into pokey.
Yeah. So here it's 100 miles an hour. If you get pulled over above 100, it's automatic impound and at least a trip to the local station for a while.
Oh yeah, Virginia has gotten a lot of people. They'll write you a criminal mischief ticket, and they will write you up and send you to the pokey if you do over 80 or 30 over. It's kind of crazy. Code gray, Ohio's different. 20 over is a felony ticket. And I bet that's easy because you have no corner to navigate.
Where was that again?
I think Ohio.
Yeah, he's in Ohio. Here in Mass, it's over 90. So, but then you got to stop for him. So most of the guys I know just don't. So
yeah, in Maryland they have to catch you first.
Right. Well, they're all riding dirty, so it doesn't matter. They're not going to stop regardless. So
In
basically,
Maryland,
I was like, I had to tell them, like, if you guys are going to do shit, let me know, because I can only go like 110. So I have to like let them do their thing, and then I have to peel off.
Yeah. In Maryland, if you ride a Harley, they won't bother you at all or anything. You could be riding along buck naked with no helmet. You're on a Harley, you're good, buddy. Keep riding. That's pretty much how I feel about it. I don't ride naked, by the way. That was just an example.
Not anymore, right?
No, not anymore. Not since the road rash of 2008. Woo!
Oh yeah, and half these guys aren't even, and girls aren't even wearing gear at all either. No license, not registered bikes, no gear. It's like, all right, go have fun.
Dude, we totally had that.
Maury says Florida, they just wait to peel you off the ground.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me down there.
Well, I don't think Florida has a chase law for bikes.
Yeah, it's like Maryland. They're not going to chase you.
Yeah, I think it's basically like if they run, just let them go.
In Maryland, they the ATVs and the dirt bikes, they get bored at red lights, so they take up the whole intersection doing donuts until it turns green, and then they speed off. I wish I had my camera with me one day. I was sitting in my truck at a red light, and for 5 straight minutes, all I saw was smoke and an ATV doing donuts. And then the light turned green, and away they went. It was crazy.
Well, I mean, at least they waited for.
Derek, ride however comfortable you are. Okay, if you want shorts and a t-shirt and Vans, that's great. If you wouldn't mind, go to a lawyer, write up a will, and all of your earthly possessions, just send them to John, P.O. Box 514, Brookville, Maryland, 20833. Okay, thank you. That's a shameless plug if anybody wants to send me a sticker. Just go back 30 seconds, you'll hear the address. But seriously, I'll be wearing the gear.
It feels weird. Every once in a while, I'll run from a hotel to a restaurant or something, 2 blocks down the road, and I won't gear up for it or something. And just getting on the bike in tennis shoes, trying to shift to second, I'm like, what is this? This hurts. It's hitting my toe.
Yeah, I feel the same way, dude. I move my bikes around, like when I wash them, and I gotta like just ride them a little bit, and I go around the block a few times, no helmet or anything. Not that I do that in real life on my closed road. And it just feels weird to not have all the gear, I got blessed. I was in Jody's 1000 giveaway. I won the Bond shirt, and I'm like, dude, I got 4 seasons worth of gear now. This is great. And that thing's like not wearing anything at all. That's what she said. But it feels weird to not wear gear.
Yeah, I don't know how people ride without a helmet. I've done it a couple of times just to see when in Idaho there's no helmet law, so I rode, maybe 3 or 4 miles down the road, and that was it. And then one day in Glacier National Park, because the traffic was all going 15 miles an hour, working its way down the hill. So I just had my helmet on the back so I could kind of roll down the hill in neutral behind traffic, and that was it. But it just at 35 miles an hour, the wind hitting your eyes and your face is so much. I don't know how guys get on the freeway and do that.
Yeah.
Beyond me.
Well, I've been hit in the head with shit. I can't imagine not having a full face helmet and being hit with something on the highway.
Yeah.
Yep. That's all I gotta say. That I've been hit, dude. I had a rock that was like 3 inches across or something, came up and hit my shin, left a bruise like this big. It was wrapped around my whole shin bone, and it swelled up like this far, and it hurt to walk. When I got off the bike, I got to work, and I was like, holy crap! Every step is like a shooting pain all the way to my skull. And I was like, I couldn't imagine that hitting my face, but it could happen. I usually drop my visor on the highway thinking that's going to help. And then I've got a riot shield in front of me. So I'm hoping all that prevents the unthinkable. Derek's the only one he knows that rides with a helmet. You guys riding off-road or what? He'll answer in the side chat in 2 minutes. But Nora, he says they wear flip flops. I did once. I rode to a McDonald's on my Vulcan 800 wearing flip flops, and I was like, you know what? I'm just not willing to risk that anymore. At least tennis shoes. And then I got in my accident wearing tennis shoes, and one flew off, and I was like, yep, nothing but boots.
Yeah.
Even aside from the safety factor, I can barely walk along the side of the swimming pool without nearly falling in flip flops. I don't know how you come to a stoplight with a 600-pound motorcycle in flip flops.
Right.
It wasn't easy, and the pools are wet. The road was dry. But yeah, as many times as I've had a boot slip out from under me when I'm wearing motorcycle boots and I come to a stop, yeah, I'm not wearing flip flops anymore. Derek had 20 and it got hit with a bug. Dude, cicada season 2004. I was doing 30 on a 50cc scooter. Took a cicada right to the middle of the forehead. Left a half-inch welt. It was great. Good times.
Dude, those things hurt. I've been hitting like the shoulders wearing like the Icon armor jacket I have.
Oh,
I
yeah,
can't imagine being hit without the jacket.
Yeah. I caught one right to the edge of the helmet where the visor is, and it had this huge splat all over this whole side of my helmet. And I was like, what the hell? And I saw the footage, and I was like, oh, it's gnarly. It made it into a video.
I rode through a swarm of bees once.
Oh, that's no fun.
Nice. Yeah.
Sounded like a
Good way to get
machine
started.
gun going off on my helmet. But then I looked down and they were all sitting on the seat down in between my legs. So I stood up really quick.
Yeah, that's when you learn a non-violent approach to getting rid of bees. You don't want to sting the boys.
Yeah, that's not the kind of swelling you want.
Yeah, I've been stung twice while riding. They just end up my sleeve as I'm going, and they sting
That's
me.
the worst.
Yeah,
Buddy of mine had that happen. He was on a bridge and he couldn't stop, and there was a bumblebee up his sleeve, and it just was hammering him.
Right.
Yeah. Were you the only guy riding through that apiary or what? That's the technical term for a beekeeper's area.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No.
apiary. You learn things when you watch Road Reality. I have Google in addition to the live stream.
Well, sometimes I think you just make stuff up, so I don't know what's real and what's not.
You know what? Fine. Apiary, Wikipedia. I will drop the link in the side chat.
Yeah.
You call bullshit on me? I drop the bullshit in the side chat. My apologies to Purple on 3. I know she doesn't like the curse language, but that's too bad. Sorry. Now, Code Gray has to bring up a black walnut size of a baseball. Did you ever run over a monkey nut when you were a kid, barefoot? Because that stuff hurts. Monkey nuts are, I don't know if they're walnuts or what. I got to Google that one real quick.
Do they have the little spikes on them?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's the one. That's our colloquial term for them. I don't know what the technical term is. But, yeah, it's the one with all the spikes on it. They hide in tall grass.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I forget what we call them up here.
Again, Derek has to bring up sheep. Derek, would you like to join in? Hey, Derek, I think you should join in the live chat and explain yourself. I will get demonetized for sure. Yeah, Code Gray, the big barbs. You got it. Yeah, I dated a barb once. She was a big barb. Woo, bazinga!
Oh, man.
Yep. Come on now.
Yep, 2.5 hours in, we're just going to start going down now.
I'm only 2.5
always
beers
what
in.
happens.
We're good.
Yeah.
I haven't even poured the bourbon yet. You guys are wusses.
Oh, we're going to start calling shenanigans in a little bit.
I got my 37 pieces of flair ready, bud. Bring it. It's already been brought in.
Right.
Come on, that's a Bring It On reference. Kirsten Dunst, 1998.
Sorry, I'm not a teenage girl.
I was going to say, I don't know where we're going with that.
I wasn't either, but it's Kirsten Dunst in a cheerleader outfit. So I call it's okay. Yep, the things I have to tell myself.
Well, we still got 11 people watching, so that's not bad.
We do. We're up from the 7 we started with, down from the 17 that we had at one point. Did I lose another sub yet? Nope, not yet. Okay, good. We're doing all right then.
Hey.
Yeah, where is Quasi? Somebody invite Quasi. I'd ring the bell at Notre Dame, but I'm not there. Dance movie? Oh, hey, you know what? Code Gray is showing not only his age, but also his I forget the word, but he wants to watch girl movies too. Dance movies.
You are the only one.
He's saying you're not.
Yeah,
You
but
are
he's
the
saying
only
I'm the
one.
only one, but he recognizes what kind of movie that is. So he's seen it at least twice. I got 2 words for you guys. Eliza Dushku.
Yeah, I remember her.
Yeah, she was in a cheerleader outfit in that one too. I have a wife I can blame it on too. She watches a lot of Grey's Anatomy. But Code Gray watches Gilmore Girls. Mm-hmm. He's a fan of Lorelai or whatever her name was. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we bring up
See
the
you,
girl
Jody.
movie. Now Jody has to leave. Goodbye, Jody.
See what you
I'll
did.
be waiting for my motorcycle rock. Good
I suppose
movie.
that's my fault now.
Have guns.
It's not your fault.
I thought that said hookers, but Hooters are just as good.
Hookers, Hooters, they come to. They're like a pair.
Yeah, it's all the same. Well, I'd hope they'd come in a pair. That would be.
You got
strange.
that, John?
Oh, hold on. Shots fired. Shots fired. Hold on. Let me take a note.
There you
Purple
go.
on 3 gets the first sticker. All right, Jody. Oh my God. Code Gray. Code Gray's gonna be like, "Would I have 2 teenage daughters?" And everybody knows that's a lie. His kids are all grown because he's old.
I'm gonna step away real quick, John, so you can go to 3.
Thank God.
He didn't even wait for him.
You know what? For that, hey Jarvis, my man. Look at that.
Down to the good stuff now.
Yeah. We got rid of the riffraff.
I was gonna say that's.
I
need to
send
teach my.
stickers out.
I need to teach my son phone manners. Instead of saying bye, he just hangs up on people. I'm like, dude, they were still talking. He's like, yeah, but I was done.
So my eldest, he's friends with the neighbor girl, and then another girl he goes to school with, and he'll FaceTime him on my wife's phone, and he'll just hand the phone back to her, and be like, "I'm done, Mom." It's like, whoa, hold on, buddy. Yeah, I can't deal with that vertical stuff.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. I like the full width, I don't fit in frame when it's narrow. That's a fat joke. For anybody that didn't get it, they're thick in the skull. Oh, so, all right. Code Gray. I have to Google Gilmore Girls now because I forget the young lady's name that was in that show. Alexis Bledel and then Lauren Graham. I have a signed photo of Lauren Graham somewhere. Yep. And nobody's ever going to see this because we're 2.5 hours in. I have a signed photo of her next to a signed photo of Carrie Fisher in the gold bikini.
Oh,
That's showing my age.
That's a good one.
It is. It's in my Lego cabinet. Nerd. Hey, you guys knock on Lego, but it's a great stress reliever. You should try it.
Yeah, I don't know. I tried to get my son into it, and he wasn't all that interested.
That's because they don't make any Can-Ams. They just make a Harley Fat Boy.
Yeah, they don't make an official one. You can get like the knockoff ones though, but those aren't as good.
No, they're horrible, dude.
Yeah.
I looked at the reviews when we got into the Lego as a family. I was like, yeah, we can get some knockoff stuff. And I looked at reviews and I was like,
Yeah,
no, we can't get knockoff
Right.
Lego. Like it's nowhere near the same quality.
Right. And that's where you're actually paying the money for the good quality. And usually, like, I'm super cheap, but with stuff like that, you can tell a huge difference.
Yeah, it's all about the clutch power between the pieces. Something.
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. You're trying to do it. It's like these things aren't even connecting at all. It's not even going to work.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And we put Jarvis to sleep. Harley.
Harley. Oh,
What'd you think of? Hey, Jarvis, what'd you think of the 120th reveal?
The colors, nothing seemed to really stand out. I hope there's some just plain ones there still, that they didn't go all with those 2-colored bikes, because I didn't really like the combinations.
You know what? They have gone to a lot of dual tone for their bikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to answer Code Gray. No, they hurt just as much. In fact, they're sharper.
I would say, if not worse.
it'll automatically give you a deadly disease. Don't step on knockoff Lego. Yeah, I like that red and black color scheme on the CVOs or the anniversary models.
That was the anniversary one.
I saw the yellow in person and I was like, no, that is too weak of a yellow.
Yeah.
It's not even that good. I think they're going to bring out like half a dozen bikes in the next year that will bolster their lineup.
Oh, they need something. They need something to shake it up. Because
let's see. They brought out a new bike last year, or 2 new bikes, the Sportster S and the Nightster. And they brought out the Pan America in 21.
Right.
The road, the touring models were pretty much new for like 18 or 19. And they had RDR. The live wire. Hey, I rode it. That was a fun bike to ride. Would never own one. Doesn't go far enough on a charge, even for my commute.
Yeah.
I think give it another 2 years, and they're going to revamp the whole touring line. That's my thought on it.
Well, are they not planning on going to that new style engine like the Pan America has and the Sportster?
That Rev Max, they might. They need to bring out like a 1500cc version of it for the touring bikes.
But it'll be liquid cooled, right?
What's that? Liquid cooled, yeah.
Yeah, liquid cooled.
If they can set up a liquid cooled bike the way they set up an air cooled bike, it'll be a winner in the touring range. Because they can actually beat Indian and Honda on power and everything else. And then if they add a little bit of tech to it, they're golden.
Yeah.
Depending on how the U.S. goes and emissions and stuff like that, they might be forced to go to liquid cooling. I read a little story about that.
Oh, yeah?
But I don't know what the year or the timing is on that, but, as far as motorcycles go. But
I want to say the new EPA regulations are 25 or 26.
25.
So we've got a couple of years.
But were they really having any trouble hitting the landmarks for EPA with the engines they got now?
No, I don't think they're having any issues.
Because, if they were having any, California would be out for sure.
Right. Yeah, that would be the
They're
first
still
ones
hitting
out.
California, so they can't be that bad.
No. Yeah, California's the stringest, but I think 14 other states follow CARB. So, it's everybody's manufacturing for CARB anyway.
Yeah, it's getting worse. So, and as bad as Massachusetts is, I'm kind of glad we're not a CARB state yet. So,
I don't know. Does anybody even make separate bikes for CARB states anymore? I think everything's the same. I don't think they make separate ones.
They probably are, because most of the coastal states where they sell most of the bikes, they're all CARB and compliant and everything. Most of them.
I think cars are the same way.
Whoa! One at a time. First, Jarvis.
Code Gray says you have to meet Euro 5 standards. What's it like? How bad is that?
Yeah.
Euro 5 means the air has to come out cleaner than it went in.
Yeah, Europe's actually pretty strict with some of that stuff.
They're real strict on it. And there's a lot of noise ordinance stuff with it too, so they have to be real quiet as well.
I noticed that because the Can-Ams that go over there are actually detuned more to meet their regulations. They make less power over there.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, I think in Europe they sell the stock exhaust from like a Sportster on the touring bike. They keep it quiet, put along, and then $1 Million Bogan gets a hold of it, and it's gonna make lots of noise anyway.
But it's different over there. I don't know. Like last summer I went over to Portugal and the Azores and I drove over there. It's a totally different experience. It's not as wide open as it is over in the U.S. Like you're not always going 40, 50 miles an hour. It's always 20, 30 miles an hour and really narrow streets.
Yeah. Well, Europe's just different too. When I'm over there is everybody goes slow when it's appropriate to go slow, but you go a lot faster when it's open.
Right. Yeah, the one highway that was over there was like 2 lanes, and for the cars that were going they can only go as fast as they can go. They were in a right lane. Everyone else was going past us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been to Europe.
You slow down to 20 miles an hour every time there's a village or a town.
Yep.
And everybody goes
Virginia.
20.
Well, that or else you rarely would end up hitting somebody's house because the house comes right up to the edge of the street.
Yeah.
which is weird because if you're drunk and you walk out your front door, you could immediately get hit by a car.
Wow. That's like the opposite of the U.S. Everybody's like, I want a big front yard.
Yeah.
And then people still drive across it. Dude, I kid you not. I kid you not. My wife grew up in another state, and the day she was supposed to move to Virginia, so she was going to live like an hour from me, 3 o'clock in the morning, she gets woken up. Her neighbor knocks on her door and is like, Mrs. Road Reality, your car is in your front yard. And she goes, why did you wake me up? I left it in the driveway. We're good. He goes, no, you have to see it. A drunk driver came around a bend, didn't bend, came straight across her front yard, hit the side of her car, knocked it over a retaining wall, literally 5 hours before the movers showed up to pick up all her stuff and move her several hours. And she's like, what do I do now? And her insurance company was like, well, we're not going to tow it to your new state. So what do we do? She ended up having to borrow her dad's car for like a week and a half until she got her car fixed, or 2 weeks, whatever it was. But yeah, they'll just, you need a front yard, but they'll drive across it.
Yeah. Code Gray is leaving us.
Aw.
We're down to 7.
All right. So 2 hours and 40 minutes, 40 seconds. There we go. Guys, thank you so much for joining. If anybody hasn't subscribed to Ryan's channel, Blackphoenix Entertainment, or Dewey over there, or Jarvis down here, guys, go check them out. And thank you guys for being on here. This is a blast.
Yeah,
thanks
for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us. It's always fun to chat.
Yep.
Absolutely. And until next time, remember the 2 mantras. Dewey, what's the first one?
Dewey out.
No, that's Dewey's outro. Do my outro. I'm humble.
You think I watched the end of your video?
Look, remember, you have a 100% track record of making it through a bad day. And number 2, do something nice for yourself every day, even if it's subscribing to these yahoos. Ryan, who won the battle?
I don't know. We might have to leave it to the people. Let them know. Go down, comment. Let us know who won this battle.
Yes, anybody that's managed to watch this far, we pray for you. But also leave us a comment. Who won? And Jarvis, what's your outro?
See ya.
All right, Ryan, your outro.
Do I have an outro? Oh, yeah. You guys got to rock with the flock. There you go.
There you go. Take care, everyone.